Chapter 1408. Why do you want to fight? Yi Qinfeng smiled coldly. I advise you not to provoke me, or you will regret it. Watermark advertisement. Test watermark advertisement. Test. Do you really think our 9-star pavilion is easy to bully? Master Mu, who had failed to refine elixirs, glared at the fearless Yi Qinfeng and said angrily, Sigh, a bunch of frogs at the bottom of a well. Yi Qinfeng shook his head and said, Let me ask you, do you dare to admit that you were at the limit of alchemy? Even if you succeeded, you would only refine a useless elixir. A group of Huyen Mudashi roared loudly, What are you staring blankly for? Why haven't you arrested him yet? Take me down. Yi Qinfeng sneered, and the murderous intent of blood and bones was released from his body. At this time he was like a god of death, intimidating everyone. Who are you, and why are you making trouble at our 9-star pavilion? Sensing the killing intent emanating from Yi Qinfeng's body, the Heaven Pavilion experts were all intimidated, not daring to act rashly. I said, I am here to buy things, not to make trouble. Yi Qinfeng looked at the Heaven Pavilion masters, whose expressions changed slightly, and said lightly, I think you are here to make trouble. Although Master Mu was terrified of Yi Qinfeng's murderous intent, he did not want to lower his head, so he braced himself and said, Make trouble? You are a person who can't even refine a high-grade Dao pill. How can I make trouble for you? Is there something wrong with your head? Yi Qinfeng sneered and said disdainfully, You. Hearing Yi Qinfeng's contemptuous words, Master Mu's face darkened. Are you a 9-star alchemist or Saint Master? If not, please leave the 9-star pavilion. You are not welcome here. The white-robed elder said with an ugly expression. If Yi Qinfeng's murderous intent was not so strong, he would have killed Yi Qinfeng. I am here to buy things. If I can't buy something satisfactory, I will not leave. Yi Qinfeng shook his head and said stubbornly, What if I don't sell it? The white-haired old man didn't expect Yi Qinfeng to be so arrogant and said angrily, This is not up to you. If you don't sell it, don't blame me for robbing you. Yi Qinfeng suddenly changed his expression and said domineeringly. As soon as his voice fell, the expressions of everyone present changed at the same time. Even the Cheongsam woman beside Yi Qinfeng was scared silly by Yi Qinfeng's arrogance and did not know what to do. Impudent, is my 9-star heavenly pavilion a place for you to be arrogant? Suddenly, a furious roar resounded out explosively, and then an old man that had attained the rebirth realm and wore a green robe and had a strand of long white beard suddenly appeared. Elder Zhou, you're finally here. Looking at the sudden appearance of the green-robed elder, Master Mu and the others breathed a sigh of relief and shouted, This thief is lawless and wants to rob our 9-star heavenly pavilion. Zhou Zhanglao, please capture him. Leave it to me. The green-robed old man nodded. His deep eyes emitted streaks of cold light as he said, I will make him pay for his ignorance in blood. Pa! Just as Elder Zhou finished speaking, the crisp sound of a slap rang out. Yi Qinfeng used sword steps and suddenly appeared in front of him. He used stun to slow down his reaction and sent him flying with a slap. Yi Qinfeng lost control of his body and crashed heavily into a pillar in the distance. He fell to the ground, covered in blood. Then Yi Qinfeng stepped on his face, crushing his facial bones and directly knocking him out. Silence, incomparable silence. Everyone who was filled with righteous indignation and wanted to teach Yi Qinfeng a lesson were all dumbfounded. They could not believe that the Nirvana elder Zhou was actually slapped flying by Yi Qinfeng and stepped on under his foot. Who else wants to make a move? Stand up. Yi Qinfeng stepped on elder Zhou's face, revealing a domineering aura as he shouted arrogantly, What are you all doing in a daze? Send a message to the pavilion master for help. Although the white-robed old man and the others had extraordinary refining skills, their strength was not strong. They did not dare to meet Yi Qinfeng's sharp eyes and said in horror, You, and you, give me the Qinkuan rings on your hands. Yi Chinfeng pointed to the white-robed old man, Master Mu, and the others and ordered them without any resistance. You, don't be arrogant. If you rob us, don't even think about leaving Qi Hai City alive. Master Du's heart trembled as he braced himself and warned. You don't need to worry about whether I can leave Qi Hai City alive. You only need to know that if you don't hand over the Qinquan rings, I will skin you alive. With that, Yi Qinfeng's sword shot out a sharp sword light, cutting through the hard ground and slashing towards Master Mu, who turned pale with fright and desperately dodging. Rumble. Although the panicked Master Mu dodged Yi Qinfeng's sword attack, the coiled dragonstone pillar behind him was not spared. It was shattered by Yi Qinfeng's finger, causing the front hall of the 9-star Heavenly Pavilion to tremble. Jean, young Master Jean, you don't really want to rob this place, do you? The Cheongsam woman was scared silly by this scene. Her throat rolled as she asked in horror. That's right. Today I am going to rob this place. Yi Chinfeng nodded and said, Young Master Jean, my Qi Hai City Lord is a Nirvana Heavenly Realm expert. If you rob this place, the City Lord will never let you go. The Cheongsam woman kindly reminded. Don't worry, since I dare to rob this place, I am naturally not afraid of Qi Hai City, Lord Yi Chinfeng. Looking at the Cheongsam woman's charming face, he said, Also, you have 2 choices now. Either leave now, or stay by my side. The Cheongsam woman was really scared silly and did not know what to choose. Finally, she bit her red lips and looked at Yi Chinfeng. I will follow you. Why did Yi Chinfeng reveal a faint smile? Because I realize that I have fallen in love with you. The Cheongsam woman looked at Yi Chinfeng's squinted small eyes and looked at his chubby face and said boldly, Okay, don't resist. I will send you to a safe place. Yi Chinfeng originally thought that the Cheongsam woman would say that she chose to follow him because she was afraid of death. He did not expect that she would boldly confess. This made Yi Chinfeng speechless and directly teleported her to the universe realm. Well, they came so quickly. Yi Chinfeng had just teleported the Cheongsam woman to the universe realm when his keen perception detected more than 20 powerful auras rushing towards the 9-star Sky Pavilion. The 9-star Sky Pavilion's array restriction was completely activated, trapping Yi Chinfeng in the Sky Pavilion. However, Yi Chinfeng did not care about this. He coldly looked at the panicking Master Mu and the others and said, I will count to 3 if you do not hand over the universe ring. Don't blame me for being ruthless and sending you to hell. With that, Yi Chinfeng began to count, and the killing intent on his body grew stronger and stronger. I will hand it over, I will hand it over. As long as there is life, there is hope. Thinking of Yi Chinfeng's terrifying strength, Master Mu and the others' mental defenses crumbled. They all threw their universe rings to Yi Chinfeng. In their opinion, Yi Chinfeng dared to rob the 9-star Sky Pavilion, which was no different from courting death. Once the Qi Hai City Lord killed Yi Chinfeng, they could take back everything that had been taken away. Those who have nothing to do quickly leave the 9-star Sky Pavilion. At this time, an angry roar sounded outside the 9-star Sky Pavilion. A Nirvana old man wearing a dark gray robe with fiery red hair and exuding a scorching aura appeared with more than 20 Qi Hai City guards. They chased away the startled cultivators and surrounded Yi Chinfeng, who had come to rob. Mobile reading site. Book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the bookmark at the bottom to record this reading record. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1409. Are you the pavilion master of this 9-star Sky Pavilion? Looking at the 9-star badge hanging on the red-haired old man's chest, Yi Chinfeng guessed his identity and said coldly, Watermark advertisement, test watermark, advertisement testes. The red-haired old man nodded and said, You have guts to rob this place. It seems that you don't put I and Chi City in your eyes. You are right, I really don't put you in my eyes. Yi Qinfeng smiled and said arrogantly, Good guts! Today this old man would like to experience your strength and see if your strength is as great as you say it is. The red-haired old man was so angry that he laughed. He burned his powerful bloodline power and pushed his strength to the peak of nirvana. His terrifying aura swept toward Yi Qinfeng like a surging tide. It will be as you wish. Yi Qinfeng took a step forward and ignited his demonic god bloodline. His entire body turned crimson red in an instant as if he was made of steel. His terrifying strength rose steadily and reached a force of 360 million jin. He directly dispersed the terrifying aura that was pressing towards him. What great strength! Feeling the oppressive feeling from Yi Qinfeng's god-devil body, the red-haired old man's face changed slightly. He quickly took out a quasi-sacred spear, which spun in the void and evolved the great Tao and stabbed at Yi Qinfeng. Two extreme Tao of life and death, the quasi-sacred spear, which evolved the great Tao, stabbed at him. Yi Qinfeng didn't take out any weapon and met it with his bare fist. The life and death spirit level Tao diagram spun rapidly in his fist, increasing the attack power of his fist. Boom! Yi Qinfeng's fist collided with the quasi-sacred spear. More than 300 million jin of force and the life and death spirit level Tao diagram erupted, crazily attacking the quasi-sacred spear, shattering the great Tao power evolved by the spear and forcibly pressing the quasi-sacred spear into the shape of a crescent moon. A force beyond the red-haired old man's imagination passed through the spear handle and into his arm, shaking his arm until it was severely numb. What great strength! Was this person transformed from a holy beast? How could he possess such terrifying strength? Feeling the vibrating power coming from the quasi-holy spear, the red-haired old man's expression changed slightly. He quickly changed his move and pulled back the bent spear. He quickly deduced the great Tao in midair, creating spear lights that were stronger than the last. With a power that made people despair, he attacked Yi Qinfeng with a force that could topple mountains and overturn seas. Heaven-suppressing orb melt with a single thought. Yi Qinfeng instantly fused with the power of the heaven-suppression orb, instantly gaining nirvana's peak strength. In the next moment, Yi Qinfeng activated the green heaven spell. His hands quickly formed several complicated hand seals, condensing into many hand seals that seemed to contain the sky. They continuously shattered the sea of spears that were coming at him, shaking his attack head-on. Qing Tianju, you are from the nine heavens, God Kingdom. Feeling the heavenly energy pouring into Yi Qinfeng's body, the red-haired old man mistook him for an expert from the nine heavens, divine nation. You talk too much nonsense. After using the blue sky seal to break the red-haired old man's attack, Yi Qinfeng used the sword steps and suddenly increased his speed by 10 times. He tore through the chaotic void and appeared beside the red-haired old man. He interweaved the heavenly Tao plate and attacked the red-haired old man. Demonic heavenly spear break. The red-haired old man fused the two Tao diagrams into the quasi-holy spear. He stabbed the heavenly Tao plate that was like a black hole, shattering space and resisting the heavenly Tao plate's attack. Not good. Suddenly, he felt a trace of uneasiness in his heart and instinctively wanted to dodge. But the bronze sword soul's attack speed was even faster. In the blink of an eye, it appeared in front of him and turned into a foot-long sword light. It tore through the red-haired old man's defense and left a deep sword wound on his chest. A large amount of blood uncontrollably spurted out. What are you waiting for? Hurry up and help the pavilion master kill the enemy. Seeing the red-haired old man injured, Master Mu was shocked and ordered loudly. Buzz, buzz, buzz the Qi city. Guards regained their senses and summoned their Tao treasures. They attacked Yi Qinfeng, wanting to borrow the strength of everyone to heavily injure Yi Qinfeng. Blue sky art, desolate furnace of heaven facing the attacks of more than 20 Tao treasures. The three great spirit-level Tao diagrams appeared on Yi Qinfeng's body. He deduced the three great Tao intents to the extreme and transformed them into a desolated furnace that was interwoven with innate veined patterns. With the pressure of the heavenly Tao, it crushed the Tao treasures one after another and knocked the heavily injured, red-haired old man flying before suppressing him onto the shaking ground. With a loud explosion, it was earth-shattering. Under the attack of Yi Qinfeng's desolate furnace of heavens, over a dozen Taoist treasures were directly reduced to dust. As for the dozen, or so Qi-Hai city guards who were unable to dodge in time, they were forcibly crushed to death by the desolate furnace of heavens. They were reduced to a large amount of blood that flowed in the collapsed ground. Yi Qinfeng had killed more than 10 Qi-Hai city guards with a single powerful strike. Yi Qinfeng turned to look at Grandmaster Mu, who had turned pale with fright. The soul of a 4-star Tao saint formed a terrifying dizziness. Like a heavy hammer, it smashed into Grandmaster Mu's soul sea, directly shattering his soul and killing him on the spot. Seeing Yi Qinfeng make Master Mu, who was a 6-star combat beast emperor, bleed from his 7 orifices and die on the spot, the white-robed old man and the others were scared silly. They quickly retreated, afraid that they would follow in Master Mu's footsteps. True devil transformation. Devil body. After experiencing Yi Qinfeng's terror, the red-haired old man immediately used the inherited magic of the Orochi royal family and transformed into a terrifying devil body. A large amount of devil qi erupted like a volcano. His whole body grew bigger and bigger, and a pair of bat wings grew out. His strength reached the limit of nirvana. Transformation, was it useful? Looking at the red-haired old man who had transformed into a devil body, Yi Qinfeng showed a trace of ridicule. His body flashed, and he approached him with a powerful pressure. Dragon subduing pillars when the red-haired old man attacked. With a shocking amount of devil qi, the 3 spirit-level Tao diagrams above Yi Qinfeng's head turned into 9 dragon subduing pillars. They descended from the sky and suppressed the entire space, making the red-haired old man feel as if he was being suppressed by 9 towering mountains. It became difficult for him to breathe. Several shrewd guards who had just escaped, as well as all the people who stayed in the front hall of Heaven Pavilion, could not resist the suppression of the 9 dragon subduing pillars. They were directly crushed into meat paste and died on the spot. Dragon subduing pillars. How did you know the inherited magic of the Orochi royal family? Withstanding the pressure of the 9 dragon subduing pillars, the red-haired old man's face changed instantly. Suddenly, a name that made his heart tremble appeared in his mind. He could not help but exclaim, "You are Feng Qin. Congratulations, you are right." Yi Qinfeng's lips curled up slightly, revealing a devilish smile. He took out the dragon's spine, sacred sword, and slashed forward. 1-line sword cut. The bronze sword soul and the dragon spine sacred sword merged together, and a force of more than 150 million pounds was completely unleashed. Yi Qinfeng stabbed out with his sword, killing without mercy. The terrifying 1-line sword radiance directly tore through the space and pierced the red-haired old man's body under his horrified gaze. In the face of this attack, the red-haired old man instinctively summoned a quasi-holy treasure-level bronze shield to defend himself. However, Yi Qinfeng's sword was too powerful. The quasi-holy treasure-level bronze coffin could not withstand it at all. The dragon spine sacred sword pierced through the red-haired old man's chest like a hot knife through butter. Bang! The red-haired old man's body was completely crushed by the bronze sword soul and the power of more than 150 million pounds. He directly exploded and died on the spot. Mobile reading site. Book address. To facilitate your next reading, you can click on the Save button below to record this reading record. You can see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1410. What? Someone robbed the 9-star Heavenly Pavilion's ocean gazing pavilions, vice pavilion master in public? When the black-robed elder who had received Yi Chenfeng found out that the 9-star heavenly pavilion had been robbed, he revealed an extremely shocked expression. Who exactly was it that dared to rob the 9-star heavenly pavilion? Reporting to Deputy Pavilion Master, I heard that the 9-star heavenly pavilion's people are all dead. Currently, we have not found out who robbed the 9-star heavenly pavilion. The informant at the Wanghai Pavilion reported, but the Qihai City's imperial bodyguards are rushing over there. I think we will be able to catch the real culprit who robbed the 9-star heavenly pavilion soon. Go, continue to investigate. If you have the latest news, report to me immediately. The black-robed elder thought for a moment and said, Tai, I think this matter is very unusual. Do you think the person who robbed the 9-star pavilion is the man surnamed Jean who bought the transmission stone? When the spy in the Wanghai Pavilion left, the white-haired old woman appeared like a gust of wind and said with a frown, It's possible. The black-robed elder nodded and took out his communication pearl. I will contact Wanner now and see if I can get any important information from her. I can't get in touch. The black-robed elder took out his communication pearl and tried several times, but he couldn't get in touch with the woman in the Cheongsam. This made his brows knit together tightly. He smelled something unusual. There was definitely something wrong with that man surnamed Jean. Several thoughts flashed through the black-robed elder's mind. He quickly took out a hexagonal array disc and opened the restriction of the Wanghai Pavilion to prevent any accidents. Just as the black-robed elder opened the restriction of the Wanghai Pavilion, a deep voice suddenly sounded. It's broad daylight. Isn't the Wanghai Pavilion going to do business? It's him. He actually came to my Wanghai Pavilion. Hearing Yi Chenfeng's voice, the black-robed elder and the black-robed elder's expressions changed slightly. They immediately went to the window and saw Yi Chenfeng in a luxurious robe, his body stained with blood, appear outside the Wanghai Pavilion. What? You don't welcome me? Yi Chenfeng raised his head slightly and looked at the black-robed elder standing by the window through the powerful restriction array. He asked with a smile that wasn't a smile, If you have come to buy something, my sea-gazing pavilion will naturally welcome you. However, I am afraid that you have come with other motives. If that is the case, my sea-gazing pavilion will not welcome you, the black-robed old man said in a deep voice as he looked down at Yi Chenfeng. Well, since you said so, then I will be honest. Yi Chenfeng smiled and said, You are right. I am here to rob you today. It seems that the ransacking of the 9-star heavenly pavilion was also your intention. The black-robed old man looked at Yi Chenfeng with a gaze like lightning, wanting to see through him. That's right, Yi Chenfeng nodded and said, But Qihai City's Jiuxing Tiango is a bit poor. It can't satisfy my appetite. There's no other way. I can only plunder you. I hope your Wanghai Lu Pavilion has good things stored away. Don't let me down. The black-robed old man said with a gloomy face, Today, I would like to see how you come in. Yi Chenfeng sneered. He pointed his finger that had fused with the bronze sword soul and pointed at the restriction that was like a waterfall of light falling from the pavilion. Crack, crack, crack. Under the attack of Yi Chenfeng's fused with the bronze sword soul, the waterfall-like restriction instantly showed crisscrossing cracks, shocking the black-robed old man. How? How was this possible? How could he find the weak point of the restriction? The black-robed old man found that Yi Chenfeng had broken the restriction with one finger. His heart was in turmoil, creating a strong sense of unease. While the black-robed elder was still in shock, Yi Chenfeng quickly tapped with his finger again, directly shattering the restrictions on the ocean, viewing pavilion's formation. Under the black-robed elder's shocked gaze, Yi Chenfeng walked in calmly. Who are you? The black-robed old man didn't expect Yi Chenfeng to be so strong. Watching him walk over step by step, his heart trembled. Who do you think I am? Yi Chenfeng smiled slightly looking at the black-robed old man's terrified expression, and said in a low voice, You are not Feng Qin, are you? In the entire Central World, there were only a few people who dared to provoke the Octahead Kingdom. While the black-robed old man was shocked, a name flashed through his mind. In fact, you should have played dumb. Yi Qinfeng's pupils constricted. He stepped on his sword and flew toward the shocked, black-robed old man. He didn't wait for the old man to transmit this important news and launched a tide-like attack at him. Cosmos sword formation with a thought, 108 Cosmos swords flew out of Yi Qinfeng's body and quickly evolved into a sword diagram. In an instant, they suppressed the black-robed old man's attack and attacked his body. Cosmos strike after suppressing the black-robed old man's attack. Yi Qinfeng immediately merged the Cosmos swords together, turning them into a powerful Cosmos sword, and slashed over with the momentum of heaven and earth. Stop! Feeling the power of the Cosmos strike, an old man in a linen robe, whose realm had reached nirvana, roared angrily and tried his best to rescue the black-robed old man. However, the attack speed of the Cosmos strike was too fast, and the linen-robed old man was unable to rescue him. He could only watch as the Cosmos sword shattered the numerous defensive trump cards that the black-robed old man had continuously summoned and split him in half, killing him on the spot. Junior, I will definitely skin you alive today to avenge Pavilion Master Tai. Looking at the black-robed old man's corpse in a pool of blood, the linen-robed old man, who didn't know Yi Qinfeng's identity, was furious. With boundless killing intent and demonic aura, he attacked Yi Qinfeng. Lei Yi, destroy him for me. Yi Qinfeng summoned Lei Yi and his two clones from the Cosmos Mirror and ordered loudly, Spatial treasure, Nirvana Heavenly Realm expert. Two clones. You are Feng Qin. Seeing Lei Yi, the sword puppet, the golden battle god, the linen-robed old man, the white-haired old woman, and the others were shocked. They guessed Yi Qinfeng's identity and gave up on attacking, wanting to quickly leave. It's too late to leave now. Yi Qinfeng sneered. He stepped forward with his sword and pushed his speed to the limit. He sealed off their escape space and crazily killed the linen-robed old man and the others with Lei Yi, who was holding the 10,000 Calamity flag. Although the linen-robed old man was strong and had reached the peak of nirvana, he was powerless against Lei Yi, who was holding a mid-grade sacred treasure, the 10,000 Calamity flag. In an instant, his body was torn apart by the 10,000 Calamity flag and turned into a bloody mist. He died on the spot. Lei Yi, two clones, kill them all. I'll plunder the treasures of the Sea View Pavilion. After killing the strongest linen-robed old man and the others, Yi Qinfeng ordered. With that, Yi Qinfeng took away the belongings of the linen-robed old man and the others. He broke through the layers of restrictions and arrived at the treasure vault of the Sea View Pavilion. He controlled the Cosmos Mirror and plundered the Sea View Pavilion's tens of thousands of years of collection. When Yi Qinfeng plundered the Sea View Pavilion and Lei Yi's two clones mercilessly killed the experts in the Sea View Pavilion, Yi Qinfeng's powerful soul force sensed the aura of a Nirvana Heavenly Realm expert. This person was the Qi High City Lord, a Nirvana Heavenly Realm expert, Qi Jinqiu, who was conferred the title of Demon Sea King. Mobile reading site. Book address. In order to facilitate your next reading, you can click on the Collect button below to record this reading record. You can see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1411. How dare you come to my Qi High City to cause trouble? Loot the 9 Stars Pavilion and destroy my Wanghai Pavilion. I swear I will grind your bones to dust. Looking at the hemp-robed old man and the others who died tragically in a pool of blood and the Wanghai Pavilion that burned the heaven and earth, Demon Sea King Qi Jinqiu went mad with anger. He let out an uncontrollable roar, and his terrifying voice reverberated throughout the entire Qi High City. Watermark advertisement Test watermark advertisement test. I even dared to destroy the Imperial Palace, let alone your little Chi-Hai city. Yi Qinfeng sneered, standing fearlessly in the void, and said domineeringly, "What? Destroy the Imperial Palace? You are Feng Qin?" Hearing Yi Qinfeng's domineering words, and seeing his fearless eyes, the furious demon Sea King widened his eyes. The anger in his heart was completely replaced by fear. Yi Qinfeng admitted frankly, "Do you think Qi Qingtian would be angry if I killed you?" "You're not stupid," Yi Qinfeng said. "Do you think Qi Qingtian would be furious if I killed you?" Whoosh! Thinking that Yi Qinfeng was protected by a 4-star Dao Saint, Demon Sea King did not hesitate to use his secret technique. He transformed into a series of afterimages and escaped from Chi-Hai City at an extremely fast speed. What happened? Why did the city lord run away? Who is that guy? The Chi-Hai City experts who were hiding in the distance and waiting for Demon Sea King to show his might were shocked to find that Demon Sea King, who they regarded as a god in their hearts, actually ran away without a fight. "Can you run away?" Yi Qinfeng's voice sounded like thunder. He summoned the 4-star Dao Saint Song Kunwu, Senior Tsang, and this quickly. "Don't let him escape," Yi Qinfeng said. "Don't worry, he can't run away." Song Kun Wu roared and raised his speed to the peak. He turned into a stream of light and chased after Demon Sea King with a speed that was several times faster than Demon Sea King. No. Feeling that Song Kun Wu was getting closer and closer to him, Demon Sea King's heart was filled with panic. He did not hesitate to burn the power of his bloodline and summoned a powerful quasi-sage treasure to attack Song Kun Wu and slow him down. Kunwu region one after another, the quasi-saint treasures flew over, and Song Kun Wu immediately controlled the Kunwu mirror to attack, blasting away the quasi-saint treasures and attacking Demon Sea King. Even though Demon Sea King was a Nirvana Heavenly Realm expert and his reaction speed was extremely fast, he couldn't dodge the attacks of Kunwu mirror. He was struck by the mirror rays one after another, tearing apart his defenses and worsening his injuries. Dragon subduing stake as his injuries continued to worsen. Devil Sea King immediately cast a secret technique and forcibly formed 9 dragon subduing pillars to suppress Song Kunwu. He wanted to slow him down. However, after consolidating his 4th level Dao Saint realm, Song Kunwu's strength was several times stronger than the Devil Sea King's. Under his Dao intent attack, the dragon subduing pillars that could suppress heaven and earth shattered one after another. While Song Kunwu was chasing after Devil Sea King with his absolute strength, Yi Qinfeng arrived at the city lord's mansion. He forcefully broke through the restrictions of the city lord's mansion and killed several experts who resisted, plundering everything in the city lord's mansion. After plundering the city lord mansion, Yi Qinfeng went on to plunder the properties of the Orochi royal family in Chi-Hai City, shocking the entire Chi-Hai City and causing a huge uproar. What? Chi-Hai City was plundered by Feng Qin? Everyone, including the Devil Sea King, was killed? The 9-star Celestial Pavilion and Sea Gazing Pavilion were plundered clean? When Chi-Hai City was plundered by Yi Qinfeng, Qi Qingtian, who was far away in the Orochi royal family, was the first to receive the news. He was so angry that he shattered the armrest of his dragon throne with a palm strike. Raging flames of anger exploded in his chest. "Feng Qin, I swear that I will kill you." Divergent Sea City was an important trade city of the Octave Divine Kingdom, and the Devil Sea King was a famous expert of the Octave Divine Kingdom. He had guarded the border of the mysterious sea for tens of thousands of years, and his might shook the world. But now Divergent Sea City had been plundered, and the Devil Sea King had died in battle. To the Octave Divine Kingdom, this had caused an immeasurable loss. More importantly, the Wanghai Pavilion offered a high reward through various channels. They were only missing the Phoenix Blood Ganoderma to gather the 3 main ingredients of the Heavenly Saint Breaking Pellet. Now that it was taken by Yi Qinfeng, Qi Qingtian was so angry that he was about to lose his mind. Sky bearing, calm down. Qi Yixian, who had already come out of seclusion, looked at the furious Qi Qingtian and said in a low voice, Feng Qin has the protection of a 4-star Dao saint. He is a great threat to our Orochi royal family. We can only rely on Lord Devil Spirit Saint to kill him. But Lord Devil Spirit Saint, that human brat, leave him to me. I will go and destroy him. Suddenly, a deep voice filled with killing intent sounded in the oppressive hall. Shrouded in the light of death, the Devil Spirit Saint, whose appearance could not be seen, clearly appeared in the hall. Thank you, Lord Devil Spirit Saint. Seeing the Devil Spirit Saint suddenly appear, Qi Yixian and his son were overjoyed and stood up. Tell me the location of Qi Hai City, the Devil Spirit Saint said without a trace of emotion. Yes. Qi Qingtian immediately took out a map of the Orochi royal family and marked the location of Qi Hai City. Whoosh! A black light flashed, and the Devil Spirit Saint, who was shrouded in the light of death, disappeared. He rushed towards Qi Hai City at an astonishing speed. With Lord Devil Spirit Saint taking action, that Feng Qin was dead for sure. It was just a pity that all his treasures would be lost. Qi Qingtian sighed softly. He guessed that the Devil Spirit Saint took the initiative to attack because he coveted Yi Qinfeng's secrets. Otherwise, with his status, he would not be ordered around by them. Island, beach, green shade. After killing the Devil Sea King and looting Qi Hai City, Yi Qinfeng immediately flew into the mysterious sea. He hid on a small island and entered the universe realm. This Qi Hai City was too rich. After checking his loot, Yi Qinfeng revealed a satisfied smile. After looting Qi Hai City, Yi Qinfeng obtained a total of 33 mid-grade heaven crystals, over 600 low-grade heaven crystals, 3 sacred pills, 2 low-grade sacred swords, 2 low-grade sacred weapons, 2 quasi-sacred swords, countless Dao items, Dao treasures, and natural treasures. Among them were 3 Dao steels that contained complete Dao intent, as well as 2 great inherited sacred skills of Yamada Divine Nation, the 9 shadows of True Fiend and the great soul-chasing hand, which were never taught to outsiders. In addition to these, the Ocean Gazing Inn also found a third of the treasures on the list Yi Qinfeng gave to the Ocean Gazing Inn. These treasures were extremely important to Yi Qinfeng. Yes, these were the 3 main ingredients for refining the Heavenly Saint breaking pellet. As Yi Qinfeng continued to check his loot from the Ocean Gazing Inn, he unexpectedly found 3 main ingredients for refining the Heavenly Saint breaking pellet. However, these 3 main ingredients were missing the phoenix blood Ganoderma. He also did not find the rebirth fruit during this looting, so he was unable to refine the Heavenly Saint breaking pellet. Qi Qingtian, I wonder if you're satisfied with this gift of mine? After distributing the looted treasures to Lei Yi, the Marquis of Qianming, and the others, Yi Qinfeng thought of another plan to take revenge on the Orochi royal family. He planned to spread the cultivation chants of the 9 true demonic shadows and the great soul-chasing hand to continue shaking the foundation of the Orochi royal family and cause chaos in the Orochi royal family. 5 days later, Yi Qinfeng refined a saint pill that he looted. After increasing his strength slightly, he left the Qingkuan realm and appeared on the isolated island. Just as he was about to return to the Octahead Divine Nation and continue his revenge plan, a terrifying aura that made him shudder locked onto him, causing all the hair on his body to stand on end. He smelled a strong sense of danger. In the next moment, he saw a black shadow that devoured all light in the void. It stepped on the void and walked toward him step by step. Mobile reading site, book address. To make it easier for you to read it next time, you can click on Save at the bottom to record this reading record. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1412. Ancient Devil, Saint looking at the Devil Spirit Saint who is shrouded in the light of death. Yi Qinfeng immediately took out a teleportation array disc and prepared to forcefully teleport away. Watermark advertisement, test watermark advertisement, test you. Still want to run in front of me? The devil spirit saint let out a ferocious and emotionless voice. A shocking power of Tao intent erupted from his body and forcefully cut off space, not giving Yi Qinfeng a chance to teleport away. Senior Tsang Marquis Qianming, Lei Yi Spirit Fish, 2 avatars with space sealed. Yi Qinfeng immediately summoned his 6 helpers and summoned the 9 Dragon Jade Annulus, preparing to forcefully break through space and leave. It's useless. You can't escape from my grasp. With that said, the devil spirit saint struck out with his palm. A terrifying Tao intent instantly condensed, forming a huge hand filled with demonic aura. With a power that could destroy the world, it charged towards Yi Qinfeng and company. Sword Puppet Golden Battle God. Full defense facing the devil spirit saint's attack, Yi Qinfeng immediately controlled the Sword Puppet and Golden Battle God to meet it. Relying on their indestructible bodies, they blocked the devil spirit saint's attack. Facing the devil spirit saint's attack head-on, the Golden Battle God's body, which was comparable to a low-grade holy treasure, immediately cracked. Although the sword puppet was unharmed, the energy in its body was rapidly depleted. As for Yi Qinfeng and company, they seized the opportunity while the 2 avatars were blocking and poured powerful Tao energy into the 9 Dragon Jade Annulus. They controlled the 9 Dragon Jade Annulus to condense 6 deadly dragons and bombarded the space isolated by the Devil Spirit Saint, wanting to break through it. True devils hand the 6 deadly dragons attacked as the supreme grade, holy treasure, True Devil's hand appeared on his body. It annihilated everything and suppressed the 6 deadly dragons, directly shattering them. Too strong the power of everyone was easily broken by the Devil Spirit Saint with the help of the True Devil's hand. This made Yi Qinfeng's heart fall to the bottom. If they couldn't break through the space isolated by him, they wouldn't be able to escape even with the cosmic realm. Go to hell, you ugly bastard. Just as Yi Qinfeng's mind was in a mess and he was trying to think of a solution, Ling Yu took out a dark green, a regular stone that Ming Shifang had given her from her Qian Kuan ring, and threw it at Devil Spirit Saint. Looking at the dark green stone, flying towards it, the light of death that enveloped the dark green body suddenly trembled violently. It condensed a shield of light out of thin air and defended with all its might. Boom, 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 the dark green rock exploded, releasing a destructive power that collapsed a large area of space. The light shield that the dark green rock had condensed to control the light of death was shattered, and the space that he had isolated was shattered. Let's Goi Qinfeng did not waste this excellent opportunity. He teleported everyone into the universe realm and crushed the teleportation array disc, instantly teleporting them thousands of miles away. Where are you going? The moment Yi Qinfeng teleported away, the light of death shattered, revealing his bony, true body. The lightly injured devil spirit saint roared and used a terrifying inherited secret technique to chase after Yi Qinfeng and the others. But no matter how fast he couldn't compare to the teleportation array. In the blink of an eye, he lost track of Yi Qinfeng. Ling Yu, was the stone that you threw out given to you by Senior Ming Shifang? After teleporting thousands of miles away, Yi Qinfeng appeared in a lush forest and entered the universe realm. He said with lingering fear, before I left, Senior Brother gave me a life-saving stone. He said that it could save our lives in times of danger, but that big villain was too strong, so the life-saving stone only lightly injured him. Ling Yu nodded and said, Luckily, you had this life-saving stone. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to escape this calamity. Yi Qinfeng patted Ling Yu's head affectionately and said, Big Brother Qinfeng, this Orochi God Nation is too dangerous. Why don't we leave this place? Thinking about the strength of the Devil Spirit Saint, Ling Yu was terrified. I am prepared to go to the Sea of Mystery to find the ancient herb garden in the Sea of Mystery. I want to see if there are the two main ingredients for the heavenly saint-breaking pellet elixir. Even the Orochi god nation couldn't find the phoenix blood Lingji. This made Yi Qinfeng place all his hopes on the ancient herb garden. He summoned the Emperor's Sky Sword's artifact spirit. Just as Yi Qinfeng was searching for the ancient herb garden, his sharp senses sensed the aura of the devil's spirit saint through the universe realm. His expression changed drastically. Could he have left a soul spirit imprint on my body? Yi Qinfeng didn't expect for the devil's spirit saint to catch up so quickly. He was shocked by the devil spirit saint's strength and methods. He didn't hesitate to leave the universe realm. Without waiting for him to cut off the spatial zone, he crushed another teleportation array disk and returned to the ancient courtyard by the seaside in Chi-Si City. Following that, he crushed the last teleportation array disk and teleported to the Sea of Mystery. While controlling the God-Eater brain to check the soul spirit imprint on his body, he followed the Emperor's Sky Sword's artifact spirit's guidance and traveled rapidly in the vast and boundless mysterious sea that had great dangers and opportunities. As expected, the devil spirit saint had left a soul spirit imprint on my body. Under the God-Eater brain's repeated deductions, Yi Qinfeng discovered the aura of the soul spirit imprint on his ankle. Without hesitation, he interweaved a sword Dao pattern and cut off a piece of flesh on his ankle. In an instant, a large amount of blood flowed out. Roar, roar, roar. Attracted by the blood, many formidable demonic beasts that were searching for food in the Sea of Mystery immediately rushed over. They opened their bloody mouths and bit at Yi Qinfeng, wanting to tear him apart and devour him. Bronze sword spirit, extinguish. Although the demonic beasts that were attracted by the blood were high-grade heavenly beasts, to Yi Qinfeng they were no threat at all. Under the attack of Yi Qinfeng's bronze sword spirit, the formidable demonic beasts were pierced through one after another. Large amounts of blood spurted out as they died in the Sea of Mystery. After killing dozens of demonic beasts in the sea, Yi Qinfeng ignited the Golden Rock bloodline and activated the Golden Wings feathers to the maximum. He flew out of the sea that was dyed red with blood and slowly approached the ancient herbal garden that was hidden in the depths of the Sea of Mystery. Not long after Yi Qinfeng left the sea, the extremely fast devil spirit saint caught up with him. However, without the soul spirit imprint, it was not easy for him to find Yi Qinfeng in the Sea of Mystery. Tian sword spirit, it has been 3 days. How far are we from the ancient herbal garden? Yi Qinfeng swam in the Sea of Mystery tirelessly for 3 days and 3 nights. He passed through more than 10 dangerous sea regions and reached the depths of the Sea of Mystery. He felt that there was a strange force in the sea region that was interfering with the God-Eater brain. He immediately sent a voice transmission to Tian sword spirit. If the ancient herbal garden did not move, we should be there soon. Tian sword spirit appeared in his Tian sword and looked at the surrounding environment. Yi Qinfeng swam in the sea that was so dark that he could not see his own fingers. His sharp senses sensed danger as his golden wings feathers flapped vigorously. In the blink of an eye, he dodged 100 meters away. At the moment when he dodged, a spatial crack that was like a huge devouring mouth appeared and swallowed the sea water. Tian sword spirit, did you also encounter a spatial crack the last time you came? Yi Qinfeng frowned and asked with a voice transmission. No, the last time I came here with the old master, the space at the bottom of the sea was very stable. I did not encounter any spatial cracks. Then, do you know the secret of this Sea of Mystery? Although Yi Qinfeng was not sure why the sea region was named mysterious, he guessed that there was a huge secret hidden in this sea region. Furthermore, the second land of inheritance of the spirit race was also here. He was not sure. Tian sword spirit shook his head and said, I do not understand this Sea of Mystery. Forget it. I will go to the ancient herbal garden first. If there is a chance in the future, I will explore the sea of mystery and look for the second land of inheritance of the spirit race. Yi Qinfeng shook his head and got rid of the distracting thoughts in his mind. He continued to travel in this fragile sea region and look for the ancient herbal garden in the sea of mystery. Mobile reading website. Book address. To make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this book. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1413. If the ancient herb garden did not move, it would be hidden in the trench in front of him. Under the guidance of the Ditian sword spirit, Yi Qinfeng appeared in a bottomless trench. The Ditian sword spirit scanned the surroundings and said, "Sword spirit Ditian, what kind of method does one need to use to enter the ancient herb garden?" The ancient herb garden was surrounded by restrictions. If one wanted to enter the ancient herb garden, they would have to go through many restrictions. The Ditian sword spirit tried hard to recall and said, "Back then, the old master used the inherited treasures of the two sky clans to pass through the restrictions and enter the ancient herb garden." After understanding the way to enter the ancient herb garden, Yi Qinfeng did not waste any more time. He flew into the trench and quickly swam to the bottom of the trench. Howl, howl, howl! Sensing Yi Qinfeng's aura, a large number of demonic beasts hiding at the bottom of the trench were alarmed. They roared angrily and opened their mouths to bite Yi Qinfeng, who trespassed on their territory. Cosmos Sword Formation Yi Qinfeng didn't waste any time. 108 Qianquan swords shot out from his body, forming a sword tornado around him. The tornado frenziedly killed all the demonic beasts near him, turning them into mincemeat one by one, dyeing the seawater red. When Yi Qinfeng controlled the Cosmos Sword Formation to kill all the demonic beasts and quickly dived into the trench, the demon spirit saint, who released a strong soul power to search for Yi Qinfeng, vaguely felt the energy wave from the trench. His heart skipped a beat, and he quickly rushed over. "Oh no, the demon spirit saint is chasing after me." Yi Qinfeng dived to the bottom of the trench and summoned the space swallower. He bit through 2 restrictions and entered the restricted space. Through the remnant soul that he left outside the trench, he sensed the demon spirit saint's aura. His face suddenly changed, and he anxiously urged, "Space swallower, use all your strength to devour the restrictions." "Yes, master." The sharp teeth of the space swallower moved quickly and devoured the restrictions hidden at the bottom of the trench crazily. After devouring a large amount of demonic beast's blood, the space swallower kept evolving. Its ability to devour restrictions increased greatly. When the demon spirit saint appeared in the trench, it bit through 6 restrictions. Sword spirit Ditian, how many restrictions are there on the periphery of this ancient herb garden? Yi Qinfeng, who was following behind the space swallower bugs, found that there were a lot of space restrictions around the ancient herb garden, so he asked through telepathy. The space outside the ancient medicinal garden seems to have 20 layers of restrictions. The last restriction in particular is extremely tough. Back then, the old sect master spent a lot of effort before he finally managed to break through it. The Ditian sword spirit replied. Hopefully, the devil spirit saint didn't find this place, or else it would be troublesome. Yi Qinfeng prayed in his heart as he followed the space swallower through the restrictive spaces. Why isn't there that brat's aura? Where did he go? The devil spirit saint arrived at the blood-soaked trench and released his powerful soul power to cover the entire trench. However, he didn't find Yi Qinfeng, nor did he find the well-hidden spatial restriction that was integrated with the sea. His brows tightly knitted together. Did I come too late again and let him escape? After sensing for a few times, the devil spirit saint left the trench angrily and continued to search for Yi Qinfeng in the sea. Following the space swallower bugs, Yi Qinfeng passed through more than 10 layers of space restrictions. He found that the ancient herb garden wasn't attacked by the Devil's Spirit Saint and heaved a sigh of relief. He patiently followed behind the space swallower bugs and got closer to the ancient herb garden. The space swallower bugs spent close to a day, and after passing through 19 layers of space restrictions, they were stopped by a sky-like space restriction that was flowing with a large amount of light that isolated the entire space. This sky-like space restriction was the last and most powerful space restriction that the space swallower bugs had mentioned. Space swallower bugs, take a rest before you devour this space restriction. After devouring 19 layers of space restrictions without resting, the space swallower bugs were exhausted. Since the Devil's Spirit Saint didn't chase after him, Yi Qinfeng didn't have anything to worry about and wasn't in a hurry. After the space swallower bugs devoured a drop of heavenly beast blood essence to recover its energy, Yi Qinfeng's sharp senses suddenly detected danger and instinctively blocked in front of the space swallower bugs. Chi, the space in front of Yi Qinfeng was densely folded and like a surging tide. It continuously attacked his body. If not for the fact that Yi Qinfeng's body was comparable to the Gu Dao treasure, the densely folded space would have destroyed his physical body. What was that? Relying on his powerful physical body, Yi Qinfeng resisted the attack of the folded space. His eyes narrowed as he saw a figure with no facial features or legs appear in the restricted space. This figure was filled with powerful spatial energy as it floated in the air. Space spirit when Yi Qinfeng controlled the God-Eater brain to sense the human figure in front of him, he was pleasantly surprised. He didn't expect that a space spirit would be born in this space restriction. The space spirit was born from the space energy after countless years and had a certain level of intelligence. It could control the space energy to attack. Although the space spirit was very difficult to deal with, if one could capture the space spirit and refine it, they would have a chance to comprehend the space laws that the space spirit controlled. It was very precious. After the attack was neutralized by Yi Qinfeng, the space spirit continued to control the space energy to attack Yi Qinfeng. It wanted to kill Yi Qinfeng and the space swallower bugs that trespassed into its domain. Senior Tsang, Lei Yi, Fire Qilin, quickly come out and help me. Yi Qinfeng was afraid that the space spirit would run away and miss out on this great opportunity. He immediately summoned Song Kunwu and the others. They crushed the space that was constantly crumbling, sealing off all of the space spirits dodging space as they launched ferocious attacks at him. Although the space spirit was powerful and unpredictable, it couldn't withstand the continuous attacks of Yi Qinfeng and the others. It was completely suppressed. The dragon subduing pillars suppressed heaven and earth. Just as the space spirit's injuries worsened and wanted to use the space energy to escape, Yi Qinfeng summoned the 3 spirit-grade Dao diagrams and condensed 9 coiling dragon divine pillars. They suppressed heaven and earth and suppressed the space spirit who was riddled with scars. In the next moment, Song Kunwu and the others controlled their respective saint treasures and attacked continuously, forcibly suppressing the space spirit. Chaos divine would devour. When Song Kunwu and the others worked together to suppress the space spirit, Yi Qinfeng summoned the Chaos Divine Wood. It extended countless strands of 5-colored roots and directly entered the space spirit, devouring it. Qinfeng, what were we suppressing just now? Although Song Kunwu had lived for countless years, this was the first time he saw a space spirit that could control the space energy. He asked curiously, that is the space spirit that was born from the space energy. Its body contains the space laws. Yi Qinfeng explained. Song Kunwu didn't expect there to be such a creature in the space. It was an eye-opener for him. Senior Tsang, Lei Yi, Fire Qilin, protect me and the space-swallowing bug. Yi Qinfeng instructed and began to control the God-Eater brain to study the space spirit that was devoured by the Chaos Divine Wood. The space-swallowing bug that had refined the heavenly beast's blood essence had also replenished its energy. It grinded its razor-sharp teeth and began to devour the last layer of the sky canopy. Mobile reading site, book address, For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Save button below to record this reading record. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1414. The spatial law was indeed very mysterious. When Yi Qinfeng controlled the God-Eater brain to understand the spatial spirit, he realized that the spatial law was much more mysterious and profound than he had imagined. It involved a lot of areas that he had never touched before. Watermark advertisement, test watermark advertisement, test luckily. The spatial spirit that the primal chaos divine would devour contained the first 2 levels of the spatial law. In addition to the God-Eater brain's powerful deduction ability, after 3 days of understanding, he had basically grasped the first level of the spatial law, the spatial trajectory. Although the spatial trajectory's offensive power wasn't strong, it was very practical. The Heaven Stealer could steal treasures without anyone noticing because it had grasped the spatial trajectory. As Yi Qinfeng patiently continued to understand the second level of the spatial law, the spatial fold, the space swallower used a tremendous amount of effort and finally bit through the heaven-like restriction. Come, let's go in. After the last restriction was bitten through, Yi Qinfeng didn't hesitate and immediately led everyone through the gap in the restriction. They entered a primeval forest that was filled with towering ancient trees and was filled with powerful spiritual energy. Such dense spiritual energy. Qingfeng, where is this place? Song Kuan Wu took a deep breath and sucked the almost liquid spiritual energy into his body. He realized that the spiritual energy in this space wasn't only dense, it was also very pure. It was rarely seen in the outside world. This was an abandoned ancient medicinal garden discovered by the 9 Heavens' divine kingdom in the past. There were many ancient heaven and earth spirit herbs growing here. Yi Qinfeng took a look at the surroundings of the ancient medicinal garden and explained. Song Kuan Wu's deep eyes were filled with surprise. I didn't expect there to be such a good place in the mysterious sea. If I can pick a few stalks of million-year-old herbs, I might be able to reach the peak of the 4-star Dao Saint realm. Yi Qinfeng asked, Di Tian, what's so dangerous about this ancient herb garden? This ancient herb garden is very dangerous. Every stalk of ancient herb has a terrifying life form guarding it. Back then, the old master was hunted down by a spirit creature in the form of a fire phoenix. He narrowly escaped from this place. Di Tian said, Could it be the phoenix blood Ganoderma? Yi Qinfeng was tempted. Let's go and take a look at this ancient medicinal garden. I hope the phoenix blood Ganoderma and rebirth fruit that I need are growing here. As he spoke, Yi Qinfeng mounted the fire qilin and steered it into the depths of the primeval forest that covered the sky and the sun. The trees were tall and strong, and the terrain was complex. What a powerful spirituality. There's a spiritual object of heaven and earth in front of me. Yi Qinfeng rode the fire qilin, galloping in the primeval forest for several hours without finding anything. Suddenly, his sensitive soul power sensed a strong spiritual aura not far from him. He frowned, riding the fire qilin, and rushed over. What is that? Through a lush thicket, Yi Qinfeng saw a dark valley in front of him. The valley was crisscrossed with huge branches, and on the branches were tens of thousands of strange black insects. They were the size of a fist, had long and thin heads, a circle of sharp teeth, and 3 poisonous thorns on their tails. Desolate worms. Why were there so many hateful, desolate worms here? Weren't these worms extinct long ago? Looking at the strange black insects in front of him, the fire qilin recognized the origin of these insects and said with disgust, Desolate worms. These were the desolate worms that could devour Dao artifacts. The God-Eater brain also had an introduction to these desolate worms. Their destructive power was above the gold-devouring beetles. They could even easily devour Dao artifacts. They were absolutely nightmarish existences. Just what kind of spirit item was growing in this valley? It was actually guarded by so many desolate worms. Seeing the densely packed, desolate insects in the valley, Yi Qinfeng closed his eyes and controlled the God-Eater brain to quickly deduce. He released a powerful soul force into the valley to investigate the actual situation of the valley. Demonic echo grass. This valley actually had several stalks of demonic echo grass that were over 1,000,000 years old. Yi Qinfeng suddenly opened his tightly closed eyes, revealing a look of pleasant surprise. Disregarding the value of the demonic echo grass, just the fact that it was over 1,000,000 years old was enough to shock the world. If he could pluck a 1,000,000-year-old demonic echo grass, the golden clear dragon bloodlion strength would increase greatly. It might even have the chance to evolve into a mid-grade saint beast. Even for the fire Qilin, it would be an excellent supplement. Come, let's charge in and use the sacred fire to deal with the desolate worms and pluck the demonic echo grass. Yi Qinfeng rode on the fire Qilin and summoned the heaven-burning sacred fire. Demonic echo grass the fire Qilin's bell-sized eyes burned with passion. Its majestic body emitted rolling sacred flames as it carried Yi Qinfeng into the dark valley. It smashed into the withered trees that were scattered everywhere, alarming the desolate insects that were resting on the withered trees. Buzz! Buzz! Seeing the overwhelming number of desolate worms, Yi Qinfeng and the fire Qilin pushed the sacred fire's power to the limit, burning the terrifying desolate worms to ashes. However, there were too many desolate worms in the valley. Furthermore, the desolate worms did not have high intelligence. They did not fear death and only knew how to kill. This created quite a bit of trouble for Yi Qinfeng and the fire Qilin. Purple beginnings, sacred thunder. Universe sword array the fire Qilin that was moving at an extremely fast speed was obstructed. Yi Qinfeng immediately released the purple beginnings, sacred thunder, and summoned the universe sword array. He used all his strength to kill the desolate worms as he continued to move towards the valley where the demonic echo grass grew. Humans, how did you enter this place? Suddenly an angry roar sounded. A desolate worm king that was more than 5 meters long and covered in barbs appeared in the void. It flapped its dark golden wings and spoke in human language. Sacred beast. This desolate worm king was actually a sacred beast. Looking at the desolate worm king in the void, Yi Qinfeng revealed a look of shock. When the God-Eater brain searched the valley, it did not sense the existence of the desolate worm king. Could it be that there were other treasures in the valley other than the demonic echo grass? Thinking of this possibility, Yi Qinfeng summoned the golden battle god that had been blasted apart by the ancient fiend sage. It unleashed a might comparable to an inferior grade Dao treasure and bombarded the desolate worm king. Boom! The golden battle god and the desolate worm king's powerful bodies collided. It was like 2 meteors colliding, erupting with a shocking explosive force that caused the entire void to tremble violently. While the golden battle god and the desolate worm king were engaged in an intense battle, Yi Qinfeng rode on the fire Qilin and attacked ferociously. He burned the desolate worms and continued advancing into the valley. Finally, after an intense battle, Yi Qinfeng rode the fire Qilin to the end of the valley. He saw a small depression filled with spirituality. There were 5 dark gray, 3-inch tall demonic echo grass with 3 spirit pearls hanging down. And behind the depression, there was a black hole filled with strange power. A 5-meter-long desolate worm king was crawling out of the black hole. It let out a terrifying hiss at Yi Qinfeng and the fire Qilin, another inferior grade, sacred beast desolate worm king. It seemed like the desolate worm king's breakthrough to the sacred beast level had something to do with the item in the black hole. Yi Qinfeng's eyes lit up as he summoned the sword puppet and attacked the desolate worm king. An intense battle began. Universe realm. When the sword puppet unleashed a powerful attack and suppressed the desolate worm king, Yi Qinfeng controlled the universe sword formation and cut open the depression filled with spirituality. He uprooted the 5 demonic echo grass that were over 1,000,000 years old and moved them into the universe realm. Despicable human, I'll destroy you. Seeing the 5 demonic echo grass disappear in front of its eyes, the desolate Worm King that was fighting the sword puppet fell into a frenzy and attacked crazily. However, the sword puppet's attack was too terrifying and its defense was indestructible. It was completely restrained, preventing it from attacking Yi Qinfeng. Fire Qilin, let's enter the cave and see what's inside. Yi Qinfeng glanced at the cave filled with mysterious power. He rode the Fire Qilin and charged into the mysterious cave amidst the desolate Worm King's angry roars. Mobile reading site. Book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Collect button below to record your reading record. You can see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1415. Buzz. Buzz. Watermark advertisement. Test watermark advertisement test. When Yi Qinfeng rode the Fire Qilin into the mysterious black hole, the entire black hole became restless. Like a black tide, the desolate insects let out ferocious cries as they attacked Yi Qinfeng and the Fire Qilin. They wanted to devour the 2 of them, who had barged in without permission. Fire Qilin life and death. Disc seeing the surging desolate insect horde, the Fire Qilin's body released the burning life and death disc. It distorted space and bombarded the desolate insect horde, instantly annihilating thousands of desolate insects. Wrath of divine punishment. When the Fire Qilin launched its ferocious attack, Yi Qinfeng controlled the 2 sacred spirits to fuse with the dual polar ancient heavenly water. They turned into an energy that was like the wrath of a god as they annihilated the ferocious, desolate insects. However, there were too many desolate insects in the cave. They blocked the entire cave, giving Yi Qinfeng and company immense pressure. Their speed was constantly limited. Senior Tsang, Lei Yi, Chaos Divine Beast, and Marquis Qianming all came out. In order to obtain the treasure that the desolate insects had been guarding for many years, Yi Qinfeng summoned many helpers. They ferociously attacked the incoming desolate insect horde. Under Tsang Kanwu and company's control of their sacred treasures, large numbers of desolate insects were turned into ashes. The entire cave trembled violently as it was filled with crisscrossing cracks. Finally, the group slaughtered their way and killed countless desolate insects. They stepped on the thick corpses of the desolate insects and arrived at the gourd-shaped end of the cave. Through the dim light, they saw more than 1,000-meter-long stalactites that were as sharp as swords dripping into a pool of water. They were dripping dark red liquid that contained pure energy. Oh my, this is the spirit dissolving liquid. Seeing the dark red liquid dripping down from the stalactites, the Chaos Divine Beast's eyes emitted a burning glow as he drooled. Chaos! What is this spirit dissolving liquid? Yi Qinfeng asked. The spirit dissolving liquid is also known as the demonic spirit liquid. It is an energy liquid that is extremely nourishing for us demonic beasts. Even in the heaven region, it is extremely rare. Such a pool of spirit-dissolving liquid must have been nurtured for more than 1,000,000 years. The Chaos Divine Beast, who had recovered a portion of its inherited memories, opened its bloody mouth and said excitedly, "All right, I'll give you this spiritual transformation liquid. Strive to break through to mid-tier holy beast as soon as possible." Although Yi Qinfeng possessed an extremely terrifying power, the power he possessed was far from enough to deal with the ancient almighty in the divine kingdom who had yet to die. If he wanted to contend against them, he had to increase his strength. Wait, don't get any closer. Just when the 3 sacred beasts could not contain their excitement and wanted to devour the spirit-dissolving liquid to increase their strength, Yi Qinfeng suddenly called out to them and looked towards a dark corner at the end of the gloomy cave. In the next moment, under his control, the holy thunder of purple beginnings turned into a 10,000-meter-long explosion. It blasted over, causing a wave of angry roars. "Human, you found me." An angry roar sounded. A 3-meter-long giant wild insect, covered in thick scales, covered with sharp, poisonous thorns, with a slender head like a pangolin, and exuding a soaring, demonic aura, shattered the attack of the holy thunder of purple beginnings. It flapped its huge wings, shaking the space and flying out. The mid-level sacred beast looked at the giant, desolate insect in front of it. Yi Qinfeng revealed a surprised expression. It seemed that this desolate insect was the emperor of all the desolate insects. The desolate insects outside were all born from it, and the two desolate insect kings. Give it to me. Watch me swallow it. The fire Qilin breathed out flames from its nose and said with high fighting spirit, "Don't kill it." Yi Qinfeng said, "It has other uses. Let's suppress it together." "Boss, you don't want to subdue it, do you?" The Chaos Divine Beast asked. "No, I'm going to give it to the Orochi Imperial family. I just don't know if the people of the Orochi Imperial family will like this gift." Yi Qinfeng shook his head, revealing a playful smile. "Good idea." The Chaos Divine Beast opened its big mouth and transformed into its strongest battle form. Holding the sky-splitting double axes, the Chaos Five Elements light intertwined and launched a fierce attack on the wild insect queen. When the Chaos Divine Beast attacked, the two holy beasts, Tsangkanwu, and the others also attacked the terrifying wild insect queen that was almost at the peak of the Nirvana heavenly realm, restraining its attack. Ancient map fragment, forbidden area. In order to prevent the precious spirit-dissolving liquid from being affected, Yi Qinfeng didn't attack. Instead, he controlled the ancient map fragment to restrict the spirit-dissolving pool, resisting the terrifying power that came crashing down. The wild insect queen unleashed its full power, almost exceeding the limit of the Nirvana heavenly realm. However, Song Kanwu was a 4-star Dao Saint, and his strength was far above it. As time went by, the desolate insect queen's injuries gradually worsened. The sharp and poisonous thorns were shattered by Song Kunwu and the others. The thick scales were severely damaged, revealing the dark, gray flesh underneath. Blood gushed out from the wounds. With its injuries worsening, the highly intelligent wild insect queen immediately controlled a large number of wild insects to fly over and attack Yi Qinfeng and the others. Although the wild insects' attacks were strong and could devour Dao artifacts, they couldn't cause any harm to Tsang Kanwu and the Fire Qilin. Slowly, the Baron Bug Emperor's injuries became more and more serious, only having enough strength to defend himself. He developed thoughts of running away, wishing to escape from this place. Kanwu Realm, Black Raven's sacred flag, suppress. Song Kanwu and Lei reacted quickly. When the wild insect queen wanted to use the wild insect's attacks to escape, they each controlled 2 mid-grade sage treasures to suppress the wild insect queen's body. Terrifying Dao intent exploded from the 2 mid-grade sage treasures, destroying the space and forcibly suppressing its heavily injured body. Ancient Ming Songwen, the wild insect queen, burned its powerful demonic energy to resist. The God-Eater brain quickly deduced and produced the sound of the great Tao. It directly attacked the wild insect queen's soul and weakened its resistance. Finally, with everyone's efforts, the wild insect queen stopped resisting and fainted. It was sent into the universe realm by Yi Qinfeng. Buzz! Buzz! When the wild insect queen disappeared, the countless wild insects were enraged. They attacked Yi Qinfeng and the others at all costs. At this time, Yi Qinfeng opened the entrance of the universe realm and deliberately released the wild insect queen's aura to attract a large number of wild insects into the universe realm. Soon, the wild insects in the cave entered the universe realm and were all suppressed by Yi Qinfeng with the power of the universe realm. After successfully suppressing the wild insect queen and thousands of wild insects, Yi Qinfeng revealed a faint smile. He took out 3-million-year-old demon echo grass and gave it to the 3 sacred beasts, saying, "Quickly absorb the spirit-dissolving liquid and try to improve your strength as soon as possible." "Don't worry, boss. With this demon echo grass and the spirit-dissolving liquid, I will definitely break through to become a mid-grade sacred beast. The chaos divine beast said excitedly. It quickly came to the spirit-dissolving pool with the fire Qilin and the golden dragon bloodlion. They fought to be the first to swallow the spirit-dissolving liquid. The spirit-dissolving liquid contained a large amount of energy. After swallowing a large amount of spirit-dissolving liquid, the three sacred beasts were slowly pushed back by the huge energy released by the spirit-dissolving liquid. However, they were all gifted sacred beasts. Their bloodline was very terrifying. They could completely withstand the energy released by the spirit-dissolving liquid and control the demon core to refine it. Seeing that the three sacred beasts had absorbed the spirit-dissolving liquid, Yi Qinfeng controlled the bronze sword soul to cut off the stalactites that produced the spirit-dissolving liquid and left the cave. He collected the demon cores of the two wild insect kings, killed by the two clones, and refined their hearts into essence blood. He gave it to the space-swallowing insect and left the valley where the wild insects lived. He continued to look for other ancient spiritual herbs in the ancient medicinal garden. Mobile reading site. Book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the bookmark at the bottom to record this reading record. Next time you open the bookshelf, you will see it. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1416. Time passed day by day, and soon a month had passed. In this month, Yi Qinfeng had killed a large number of ancient demonic beasts and obtained 4 ancient spiritual herbs that were over 700,000 years old. However, he did not keep the ancient spiritual herbs for himself. He gave them to the spiritual fish, Tsang Kanwu, Lei Yi, and Marquis Qianming to increase their strength. Could it be that the ancient herb garden did not have the main ingredient for the heavenly saint breaking pill? After searching for a month, Yi Qinfeng did not find the rebirth fruit, Phoenix blood Ganoderma, or Kuinwood. This made him anxious. If he could not break through to the Tao Saint realm, not only would he not be able to tear open the heaven region's gate, he would also not be able to fight against the 3 divine kingdoms. It could be said that his fate was already tied to the heavenly saint breaking pill. Restriction. What a powerful restriction! As he flew, Yi Qinfeng's powerful soul power suddenly sensed a powerful restriction in the depths of the forest in front of him. His golden wings flapped violently as he flew over at an extremely fast speed, arriving outside of a valley. Space swallowing bug, restriction breaking. Feeling that the restriction in front of him was very powerful, Yi Qinfeng did not forcefully break it. Instead, he summoned the space swallowing bug to devour the restriction. After about a day, the tireless space swallowing bug bit through the powerful restriction. Yi Qinfeng quickly entered the restriction and found that in the middle of a lush grassland, there was a 3-meter-tall ancient tree that had very few branches and leaves. The tree trunk was filled with winding patterns and looked like a human. Kuin wood. I finally found the Kuin wood in the ancient herb garden. Looking at the human-shaped ancient tree in front of him, Yi Qinfeng was overjoyed. He immediately recognized that this ancient tree was one of the main ingredients for the heavenly saint breaking pill, the Kuin wood. The growth of the Kuin wood was extremely long. It took 100,000 years for it to grow half a meter tall. However, the Kuin wood in front of him was more than 3 meters tall. It was enough to show that it was over 600,000 years old. If used to refine pills, it would definitely be able to refine peak-grade pills. Human, this is not a place that you should set foot in. If you leave now, I can spare your life. Suddenly, an aged voice rang out from the tree of Kuin. An aged face appeared on the thick trunk of the tree of Kuin. It spoke in human language and threatened Yi Qinfeng. I'm afraid you've made a mistake. It's not a question of whether you kill me, but whether I eradicate you. Yi Qinfeng said calmly, but if you're willing to give me half of the Kuin wood branch, I'll let you go. Human, angering me won't do you any good. The old face of the Kuin would said coldly, "Looks like we can't reach an agreement. Since that's the case, let's see who's more powerful." As he spoke, Yi Qinfeng stepped forward with his sword and suddenly approached the 3-meter-tall Kuin tree. 108 Qiankuin swords flew out of his body and attacked the Kuin tree under his control. As the Cosmos swords flew over, the Kuin tree immediately shook its somewhat bare treetop and clashed fiercely with the Cosmos swords, creating invisible sparks in midair. As expected of an ancient strange wood, it was extremely hard. After experiencing the toughness and hardness of the Kuin tree, Yi Qinfeng controlled the bronze sword soul to merge into the Cosmos sword formation to increase the power of the sword formation. He continued to attack the Kuin tree, trying to suppress its attack. Tree root prison, the branches of the Kuin would branch were constantly cut down by the Cosmos swords, angering the ancient Kuin tree. Black roots broke through the hard ground like dragons and turned into a tree root prison, directly trapping Yi Qinfeng inside and attacking his body intensively. Sky-burning sacred fire under the powerful attack of the Kuin tree root, Yi Qinfeng immediately summoned the sky-burning sacred fire, enveloping his entire body and burning the Kuin tree root. Sacred fire, you actually have a sacred fire. Sacred fire was the nemesis of the Kuin tree. Under the attack of the sky-burning sacred fire, the Kuin tree root let out a painful roar. The tree root prison that trapped Yi Qinfeng burned fiercely, greatly damaging the Kuin tree's body. After experiencing Yi Qinfeng's methods, the Kuin tree root was scared. The 3-meter-tall tree body kept changing forms and finally turned into a tree ant, escaping out of the forbidden space. "Where are you going?" When Yi Qinfeng saw the Kuin tree transforming and escaping, he immediately stepped forward with his sword and increased his speed by 10 times to chase after it. He also summoned Song Kuan Wu, Lei Yi, and the Marquis of Qianming to attack the Kuin tree root together, worsening its injuries and not giving it a chance to escape. "For Star Dao Saints, who are you?" Sensing Song Kuan Wu's strength, the Kuin tree root was scared. It let out a terrified cry and used all its strength to defend while looking for a chance to escape. 9 flood dragon diagram, suppress. While the Kuin tree root was using all its strength to defend, Yi Qinfeng deduced the 3 spirit-grade Dao diagrams to the extreme. A sea of Dao intent appeared above his head and merged with the 9 flood dragon diagram. He controlled the 9 flood dragon diagram to condense 9 flood dragon spirits that were bearing their fangs and brandishing their claws. They evolved the Dao and continuously attacked the Kuin tree root, shattering its defenses and sending it flying 100 meters away. Without giving the Kuin tree root a chance to breathe, Song Kuan Wu and the other 2 controlled their quasi-sage treasures to attack it. They continuously attacked the body of the Kuin tree root, forcibly shattering its powerful body and weakening its strength. "Lowly humans, even if I die, I won't let you succeed." Unable to block the attacks of Yi Qinfeng and the others, the Kuin tree root was in despair. It was about to burn its body and launch its final attack. 9 dragon jade annulus, suppress. At the crucial moment, Yi Qinfeng summoned the 9 dragon jade annulus, borrowing the Dao intent released by Song Kuan Wu and the other 3. It greatly increased the power of the 9 dragon jade annulus. It turned into a light wall that was dozens of meters tall. It brought along a boundless pressure and fiercely suppressed the Kuin tree root. It shattered the Kuin tree root and scattered its soul. A large number of precious Kuin tree branches scattered on the ground. Universe realm, collect. After using the 9 dragon jade annulus to kill the Kuin tree root, Yi Qinfeng immediately collected a large number of Kuin tree branches into the universe realm. After obtaining the 600,000-year-old Kuin tree branches, Yi Qinfeng only lacked the phoenix blood Ganoderma and the rebirth fruit to gather the main ingredients to refine the heavenly saint breaking pellet. However, among the main ingredients of the heavenly saint breaking pellet, the phoenix blood Ganoderma and the rebirth fruit were the rarest and most precious. These two spirit items were almost irreplaceable. Without them, it was impossible to refine the complete heavenly saint breaking pellet. Sigh, God bless me. I hope this ancient herb garden has the phoenix blood Ganoderma and the rebirth fruit. Otherwise, I can only give up some things and switch to the Nirvana realm. Yi Chenfeng sighed softly and rested for a while in this restricted space filled with spiritual energy. After recovering the soul force that he had expended, he flew out of this place and continued to search for ancient spirit herbs in the ancient medicine garden. Soon, another month had passed. Just as Yi Chenfeng was searching for ancient spirit herbs and killing powerful demonic beasts without rest, his powerful soul sensed a powerful restriction in the depths of the mountain range in the distance. The strength of this restriction far exceeded the restriction that protected the Kuin tree root. This made his eyes light up as he sped up and flew over. Mobile reading site. Book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Collect button below to record this reading record. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1417. Space Swallower Bug. Seal break arriving at the powerful seal. Yi Chenfeng summoned the space swallower bug again and ordered it to quickly devour the powerful seal. Watermark advertisement, test watermark advertisement test, because the restriction in front of them was too powerful, even with the powerful ability of the space swallowing bug. It took 4 days and 4 nights to bite a large hole in the powerful restriction with great difficulty. So cold! Why is the seal's space so cold? When Yi Chenfeng entered the dense fog, he could not see clearly in this restricted space. Yi Chenfeng felt that the temperature in this space was extremely low. His entire body trembled for some reason. Yes, the God-Eater brain senses were restricted. When Yi Chenfeng closed his eyes and controlled the God-Eater brain to sense this sealed space covered by clouds, he was surprised to find that the God-Eater brain's soul power was greatly restricted and could only extend to 10 meters away. What was in this space that even the God-Eater brain could restrain? Yi Chenfeng felt that this cloud space was not normal, so he summoned 2 clones and carefully traversed through the clouds. Water pool. There was a water pool in this space. After walking for several hundred meters, Yi Chenfeng passed through the slowly drifting clouds and found a quiet pool. In the center of the pool, there was a strange flower that looked like a lotus flower. It was sparkling and translucent. On top of the strange flower, there were 2 longan-sized, dark blue fruits that shone with light. These were the water emperor fruits. Yi Chenfeng controlled the God-Eater brain to sense the 2 dark blue fruits and found that these 2 fruits contained powerful emperor chi. He guessed the origin of these 2 fruits. The water emperor fruit was a high-level saint spirit, and a low-level world like the Duhan continent could not breed it at all. The water emperor fruit's growth cycle was extremely long, and it would bloom once every 500,000 years, bear fruit once every 500,000 years, and ripen once every 500,000 years. From the color of the water emperor fruit, these 2 water emperor fruits were already ripe and had been growing for more than 5 million years. The value of a ripe water emperor fruit was even more precious than a mid-grade sacred pill. After consuming it, there was a high chance that it could directly raise a Tao saint by 1 level. Yi Chenfeng never thought that there would be 2 ripe water emperor fruits in this ancient herb garden. Could it be that this ancient herb garden came from the heaven domain? Through the water emperor fruits, Yi Chenfeng could vaguely guess the origin of this ancient herb garden. Golden War God, go pick the water emperor fruit. Yi Chenfeng didn't blindly approach the water emperor fruit. Instead, he ordered the golden battle god to probe the water emperor fruit's surroundings and lure out the item guarding it. Kakakawen, the golden battle god, approached the pool that nurtured the water emperor fruits. A powerful frost aura surged out of the pool and attacked the golden battle god. Instantly, it froze the golden battle god. which was comparable to a low-grade sacred treasure, into an ice sculpture. He couldn't move. Holy water, the water emperor fruit's protective item, was actually a ball of powerful holy water. Looking at the instantly frozen golden battle god, Yi Qinfeng's deep eyes shot out beams of light. He looked at the violently fluctuating pool and revealed a look of surprise. If he could subdue the holy water in the pool, the power of his wrath of divine punishment would greatly increase. It would definitely become his trump card. Sky-rending, Han Yi Qinfeng's pupils constricted as he locked onto the faintly discernible holy water in the pool. The 3 spirit-level Tao diagrams merged together and transformed into a huge Tao hand that slammed into the pool and attacked the holy water. Crack! The moment the sky-rending hand hit the holy water, a terrifying frost chi penetrated the sky-rending hand and instantly froze it. Then a large amount of frost chi emerged from the pool and quickly froze the pool. The 2 water emperor fruits and the water emperor flower sank to the bottom of the pool. Sky-burning sacred flame melt. Seeing the water emperor fruit sink to the bottom of the pool and the entire pool freeze, Yi Qinfeng immediately summoned the sky-burning sacred flame and burned it toward the frozen pool. Sacred flame, you actually have the sacred flame that I hate the most. Sensing the aura of the sky-burning sacred flame, the holy water hiding at the bottom of the pool let out an angry roar and continuously released powerful frost chi to resist the burning of the sky-burning sacred flame. However, the temperature of the sky-burning sacred flame was too high. The frozen pool kept melting, and a huge ice cave appeared. Cosmos, sword formation, break. With a thought, Yi Qinfeng summoned the Cosmos, sword formation. It spun rapidly, constantly breaking through the ice cave that was melted by the sky-burning sacred flame, and swam to the bottom of the pool. Boundless frost to the ice cave was constantly broken open, and Yi Qinfeng quickly approached. The holy water hidden at the bottom of the pool immediately released a powerful frost chi that froze Yi Qinfeng, wanting to freeze him to death. However, under the suppression of the sky-burning sacred flame, the holy water's boundless frost chi was constantly restrained. It could not freeze Yi Qinfeng's body at all and cause fatal damage to him. After arriving at the bottom of the pool, Yi Qinfeng locked onto the holy water that was constantly changing forms and containing an extremely large amount of power beside the 2 water emperor fruits. Swoosh! Without waiting for Yi Qinfeng to attack, the holy water that had protected the water emperor fruits for God knows how many years suddenly acted. The erratic holy water compressed rapidly, compressing its power to the extreme, turning into an extremely sharp spike. It shot towards Yi Qinfeng at a speed several times faster than the speed of light. The holy water's attack was extremely fast, so fast that it was too fast for one's eyes to take in. However, with the God-Eater Brain's deduction, Yi Qinfeng predicted the holy water's attack trajectory in advance and faced it with the Dragon's Pine sacred sword. Buzz! The tip of the Dragon's Pine sacred sword collided with the holy water that had turned into a spike, creating a boundless rebound force that forcefully tore open the space at the bottom of the pool. Bronze Sword Soul, Fusion Divine Demon Bloodline, ignition facing the holy water, Yi Qinfeng did not dare to be careless. The moment he faced the holy water's attack head-on, the bronze sword soul fused into the Dragon's Pine sacred sword and ignited his divine demon bloodline, increasing his strength by 3 times, forcing the holy water back with 1 strike. Sky incinerating sacred flame, purple beginnings sacred lightning. Attack the moment the holy water was forced back. Yi Qinfeng controlled the 2 sacred spirits to attack the holy water continuously, using all their strength to restrain its attack. Senior Tsang used all his strength to suppress the holy water. When the holy water was restrained by the 2 sacred spirits, Yi Qinfeng summoned Tsang Kanwu, Lei Yi, and the rest. With everyone's strength, they worked together to suppress the holy water. In the pool, although the holy water could unleash its power for a long period of time, facing Yi Qinfeng and the rest's tide-like attacks, it could not withstand at all. The cold power it released was completely restrained, and the terrifying holy water body was destroyed time and time again. In the end, the holy water, whose resistance was getting weaker and weaker, was suppressed by Tsong Kanwu and the rest with the help of the sacred artifacts. Primal chaos divine would devour the moment the holy water was suppressed. Yi Qinfeng summoned the primal chaos divine wood. Tens of thousands of five-colored roots extended out and broke into the holy water, quickly devouring it. Soon, this incomparably precious holy water was completely devoured by the primal chaos divine wood. Water emperor fruit, harvest after storing the primal chaos divine wood into his body. Yi Qinfeng controlled the cosmos sword to carefully dig up the incomparably precious water emperor fruit and moved it into the cosmos realm. After breaking out of the bone-chilling cold pool, he continued to look for other ancient spiritual herbs in this cloud-restricted space. Mobile reading website, book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Collect button at the bottom to record this reading record. The next time you open the bookshelf, you will see it. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1418. If I can refine the heavenly saint breaking elixir and consume 2 water emperor fruits that are more than one, 5 million years old, I should be able to break through to the 2-star Tao Saint realm in a short period of time. Watermark advertisement. Test watermark advertisement. Test thinking about the powerful effects of the 2 water emperor fruits. Yi Qinfeng was looking forward to refining the heavenly saint breaking elixir even more. What is that? As Yi Qinfeng patiently passed through the layers of clouds in search of ancient spirit herbs, he discovered an ancient, mottled pine tree in front of him that exuded the vicissitudes of time. Under the pine tree, there was an ancient coffin that was covered in ancient patterns. It was completely black and swallowed all the light around it. It was more than 3 meters long. The mysterious power that had been interfering with the God-Eater brain's detection came from this mysterious ancient coffin. Ancient coffin. Why is there an ancient coffin here? Looking at the ancient coffin that looked like a black hole, Yi Qinfeng was shocked. He didn't approach it blindly and controlled the God-Eater brain to quickly deduce. What is in this ancient coffin? Why does it contain such a terrifying, evil power? After the God-Eater brain's deduction, Yi Qinfeng became serious. He had a feeling that if he released the thing in the ancient coffin, his life would be in danger. Maybe sacred water knew the secret of this ancient coffin. After pondering for a while, Yi Qinfeng slightly distanced himself from this ancient coffin. He controlled the God-Eater brain's power and penetrated it into the chaos divine would to forcefully search sacred water's soul. Sacred water tried its best to resist, but it couldn't break free from the chaos divine wood suppression. It could only let Yi Qinfeng slowly learn the secrets in its soul. This ancient medicinal garden really had the phoenix blood Ganoderma and the rebirth fruit. Although Yi Qinfeng didn't learn the secret of the ancient coffin from sacred water soul, he accidentally learned the location of a few precious ancient herbs in the ancient medicinal garden. Among them were the phoenix blood Ganoderma and the rebirth fruit that he needed the most. Should I take the risk and move this ancient coffin into the universe realm? Yi Qinfeng looked at the ancient coffin that was swallowing light and was being suppressed by the ancient pine tree. He hesitated if he should take it away. Although it was very risky to bring the ancient coffin with him, he felt that there might be great opportunities in the ancient coffin. It would be a pity to give it up. After hesitating, he decided to take the risk and take the ancient coffin with him. Universe realm. Yi Qinfeng took a deep breath and summoned the universe mirror from his body. He controlled the universe mirror to expand and release a powerful teleportation force. He tried to teleport Gusong and the black coffin into the universe mirror. Buzz affected by the suction of the universe mirror. The ancient pine tree suppressing the black ancient coffin immediately swayed, resisting the suction force released by the universe mirror. After trying for over 2 hours, Yi Chen-fong was still unable to suck the ancient pine tree and the black coffin into the universe mirror. He immediately changed his strategy. He controlled the 108 cosmic swords to cut open the ground within a 1-mile radius around the ancient coffin, sucking the entire ground into the universe mirror. Phew, success! After successfully storing the ancient black coffin into the universe realm, Yi Chen-fong let out a long sigh of relief and revealed a faint smile. But in the next moment, the smile on his face froze. He felt that when the ancient coffin entered the universe realm, it suddenly became restless. A powerful evil energy was released, attacking the ancient pine that was suppressing it. Without hesitation, it entered the universe realm. Boss, what is this ancient coffin suppressing? Why is it releasing such a terrifying evil energy? The divine beast of chaos widened his eyes. Looking at the restless, black, ancient coffin that was releasing evil energy and attacking the ancient pine tree, he felt a chill down his spine. I don't know either. Yi Chen-fong frowned and said seriously, Everyone help me suppress this ancient coffin. Don't let the thing in the ancient coffin come out. Okay. Song Kanwoo and the others controlled their saint treasures and quasi-saint treasures to suppress the ancient black coffin without hesitation. They wanted to seal the ancient coffin together. However, the evil energy released by the ancient black coffin was too terrifying. Without the power of the earth, the ancient pine tree's power was greatly weakened. Everyone's power and the power of the universe realm couldn't suppress it. Chaos Divine would suppress. The 9-dragon picture failed to suppress the ancient black coffin. Yi Chen-fong summoned his natal treasure, the Chaos Divine wood, and used its power to forcefully suppress the ancient black coffin. If the Chaos Divine wood couldn't suppress it, Yi Chen-fong would have to give it up. Suppressing the ancient black coffin, the Chaos Divine would reflected the light of the 5 elements. It kept transforming into a big tree and forcefully suppressed the ancient black coffin. However, the evil energy in the ancient black coffin was too terrifying. Even the Chaos Divine couldn't suppress it. Seeing the mysterious energy in the ancient black coffin shatter everyone's suppression and shatter the ancient pine tree that had suppressed it for countless years, the mysterious golden blood in the Chaos Divine appeared and entered the ancient black coffin. In the next moment, the restless ancient black coffin calmed down. The evil energy also disappeared. The divine beast of chaos heaved a sigh of relief and said, Boss, who left this blood behind? Yi Chen-fong shook his head and said, I don't know. However, the golden blood saved him time and time again. It made him want to go to the abyss of hell again to find the mystery of his origin. Okay, I already know the whereabouts of the phoenix blood, mushroom, and rebirth fruit. However, it won't be easy to get those 2 treasures. The phoenix blood mushroom is even more terrifying. We need to increase our strength to have a chance to capture it. Yi Chen-fong guessed that the fire phoenix that chased after Ditian was the phoenix blood mushroom. It wouldn't be easy to tame it. Boss, give me 1 more month, and I will definitely break through to the mid-rank Saint Beast level. The divine beast of chaos roared. Okay, you guys break through as soon as possible. When your strength increases, we will work together to capture the phoenix blood mushroom. After saying that, Yi Chen-fong left the universe realm and searched the space covered by the fog. He didn't find any valuable spiritual items, so he let the space swallower bug bite through the restriction and left. He flew towards the mouth of the volcano where the phoenix blood Ganoderma was. Dual polarity ancient heavenly water, holy water, fusion. In order to increase his strength and attack methods, Yi Chen-fong used the Chaos Divine to merge the holy water and dual polarity ancient heavenly water together to form a brand new holy water. Around 5 days later, Yi Chen-fong came to a volcano that was emitting rolling heat waves. According to the holy water's memories, the phoenix blood mushroom that he was looking for was in the volcano. Suppressing the excitement in his heart, Yi Chen-fong didn't act rashly. He concealed his aura and merged the dual polarity ancient heavenly water with the holy water while waiting for the three saint beasts to increase their strength. Finally, after waiting for close to a month, Yi Qinfeng and the golden dragon blood lion both broke through to the mid-rank saint beast level after refining the demon echo grass and spirit dissolving liquid. Although the fire Qilin didn't break through to the high-rank saint beast level, its strength had undergone a tremendous change. It now had the strength of a 4-star Dao Saint. It seemed like this ancient herb garden really came from the heaven region. The golden dragon blood lion didn't attract any punishment when they broke through here. It was time to capture the phoenix blood mushroom. With the 3 saint beast strength increasing, Yi Qinfeng didn't waste any more time. He summoned the golden dragon robe to protect his body. He leaped and flew into the volcano that was emitting hot steam. The temperature was so high that it could melt ordinary Dao treasures to search for the phoenix blood mushroom. Mobile reading website. Book address. To make it easier for you to read it next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading record. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1419. So hot, the temperature in this volcano is too high. Jumping into the extremely high temperature and twisting space in the volcano, even with Yi Qinfeng's body that was comparable to Gudao treasures, he still felt pain on his skin and had difficulty breathing. Fortunately, the golden dragon robe and the ancient barbarian snake leather armor had reached the level of a low-grade sacred artifact. With their defense, Yi Qinfeng withstood the scorching flames in the volcano and came to the volcano where the lava was rolling. He stopped on a piece of burning red volcanic rock and controlled the God-Eater brain to cover the entire volcano in search of the phoenix blood Ganoderma that was important to him. Over there, the God-Eater brain quickly deduced for half an hour. Yi Qinfeng's eyes lit up as he locked onto a lava whirlpool. He felt a very powerful spirituality below it. Purple beginnings, holy thunder, break. Yi Qinfeng's mind moved, and the purple beginnings, holy thunder, broke out of his body. With a powerful destructive power, it tore through the scorching space and bombarded the lava whirlpool. A huge hole was blasted open, revealing a fiery red giant Ganoderma with flowers like phoenixes spreading their wings. Phoenix blood Ganoderma, I finally found it. Looking at the phoenix blood Ganoderma in front of him, Yi Qinfeng revealed a deep sense of excitement as his body flashed and flew over. Shriek! Sensing Yi Qinfeng's approach, the phoenix blood Ganoderma let out a sharp shriek. This crimson phoenix blood Ganoderma suddenly left the boiling lava and turned into a lifelike fire phoenix. Interweaving with a scorching sea of fire, it attacked Yi Qinfeng. 3 bloodlines ignited, heaven-suppressing orb, Saint Blood orb fused facing the attack of the phoenix blood Ganoderma, transformed into a fire phoenix. Yi Qinfeng instantly raised his strength to the peak. He summoned 108 Qianquan swords and fused with the bronze sword soul to meet the attack. Chi under the control of Yi Qinfeng's mind. The Qianquan swords pierced through the sea of fire like a hot knife through butter and attacked the fire phoenix. Just as the Cosmos swords were about to strike the phoenix, the ferocious phoenix quickly flapped its massive wings, creating an endless flaming hurricane that sent the Cosmos swords flying. Following that, the fire phoenix suddenly drew a fiery shadow in the air and attacked Yi Qinfeng at an astonishing speed, forcing Yi Qinfeng to use sword steps to dodge with all his might. Boom! The instant Yi Qinfeng dodged, the volcanic wall behind him received a fatal blow from the fire phoenix. Immediately, a bottomless hole was left behind, causing the entire volcano to tremble. So powerful. This phoenix blood Ganoderma is actually so terrifying. The fire phoenix it transforms into probably has the strength of a peak 4-star Dao Saint. Seeing the fire phoenix's attack power, Yi Qinfeng couldn't help but suck in a breath of cold air. He didn't dare to stay in the hot volcano for too long and quickly flew towards the crater. Shriek, shriek after its attack failed. The fire phoenix continued to attack Yi Qinfeng. Its astonishing speed kept on locking down the space and attacking Yi Qinfeng continuously. It was determined to kill Yi Qinfeng, who had barged into its territory. Facing the fire phoenix's attack, Yi Qinfeng didn't dare to summon Song Kanwu and the others. He didn't want to scare the phoenix blood Ganoderma and make it escape into the depths of the lava. If that happened, it would be even more difficult to capture it. Qin Kuin sword formation. Qin Kuin strike. Unable to dodge, Yi Qinfeng immediately controlled the Qin Kuin swords to combine together, forming a Qin Kuin giant sword that was intertwined with a powerful Dao intent. He ruthlessly slashed at the fire phoenix that was attacking him at an extremely fast speed. However, the fire phoenix's strength was too terrifying. The Qin Kuin giant sword that split open the scorching space couldn't hurt it at all. The fire phoenix's body emitted scorching flames that blocked the attack. 9 dragon jade annulus after receiving the Qin Kuin giant sword's attack head-on. The fire phoenix didn't slow down its attack speed. It launched a fatal attack at Yi Qinfeng, forcing Yi Qinfeng to summon the 9 dragon jade annulus to withstand the fire phoenix's attack. Bang! After receiving the fire phoenix's attack head-on, Yi Qinfeng felt an unimaginable power pass through the 9 dragon jade annulus and into his arm. It suppressed his body's 360 million gene of strength. His entire body heavily slammed into the scorching hot wall of the volcano behind him. A stream of blood flowed from the corner of his mouth. Golden rock bloodline ignite. The fire phoenix's strength was too terrifying. Yi Qinfeng was definitely not its opponent. He ignored his injuries and completely ignited his golden rock bloodline, continuing to fly towards the mouth of the volcano. However, the fire phoenix's strength and speed were both above his. Under the fire phoenix's all-out attack, Yi Qinfeng's injuries gradually worsened. If it weren't for the fact that Yi Qinfeng was wearing 2 low-grade Saint artifact battle suits that blocked the attack, his body would have already been destroyed by the fire phoenix. Sword puppet, quickly come out. Unable to withstand the fire phoenix's continuous attacks, Yi Qinfeng decisively summoned the sword puppet. Using its indestructible body, he blocked the fire phoenix's ferocious attacks. Finally, under the cover of the sword puppet, Yi Qinfeng finally flew out of the active volcano and appeared outside. Screech the fire phoenix spread its wings and flew high. It burst forth with astonishing strength and broke through the sword puppet's obstruction. It chased after Yi Qinfeng outside and continued to launch attacks at the heavily injured Yi Qinfeng. Ancient map fragment, Forbidden Thousand Layer Precipice formation seeing the fire phoenix fly out of the active volcano. Yi Qinfeng dodged the attack while summoning the ancient map fragment to seal the mouth of the volcano. He also summoned several thousand top Great Array flags to seal the entire space, trapping the fire phoenix within. Senior Tsang, Fire Qilin, Lei Yi, quickly come out. After cutting off the fire phoenix's path of retreat, Yi Qinfeng decisively summoned all of his helpers and attacked the fire phoenix together. Feeling the terrifying aura emitted by Tsang Kanwu and the Fire Qilin, the highly intelligent fire phoenix revealed a vigilant expression. It suddenly gave up on attacking Yi Qinfeng and wanted to tear apart the 1,000-layer precipice formation and escape into the active volcano. Where do you think you're going? Lei Yi roared. The 3 great Dao diagrams appeared on his body. He summoned the mid-grade Saint artifact 10,000 Tribulation Banner and shook it violently. It formed a terrifying calamity force that disrupted the void and engulfed the fire phoenix, crazily destroying its body. When the fire phoenix spun rapidly and formed a fire tornado to tear apart the calamity force and escape, Yi Qinfeng and Song Kanwu controlled the 9 flood dragon diagram and Kanu mirror to attack it. They did their best to restrain its attacks. Battle formed the Chaos Divine Beasts. Fire Qilin and Golden Dragon Bloodlion had also transformed into their strongest battle forms. They held powerful saint artifacts in their hands and ferociously attacked. constantly tearing apart the fire phoenix's defense and damaging its body. 9 Dragon Jade Wall break. When the fire phoenix's attacks were restrained by Yi Qinfeng and the others, Yi Qinfeng summoned the 9 Dragon Jade Wall. Borrowing everyone's strength, he activated half of the 9 Dragon Jade Wall's power and condensed 6 deadly dragons that evolved the great Tao concept. They continuously bombarded the fire phoenix's body, forcibly shattering the fire phoenix and revealing the phoenix blood Ganoderma. 9 Dragon Jade Wall suppress. Looking at the phoenix blood Ganoderma floating in the air, Yi Qinfeng ignored the exhaustion of his body and cooperated with the others to control the 9 Dragon Jade Wall to continuously expand. He wanted to suppress the phoenix blood Ganoderma with all his strength. At this critical moment, the phoenix blood Ganoderma emitted an endless bloody light. Before the 9 Dragon Jade Wall could suppress it, it turned into an extremely fast bloody shadow and accurately bombarded the heart of the 1,000-layer precipice formation. It blasted through the heart of the formation and escaped into the distance. Mobile reading site. Book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Collect button below to record this reading record. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1420. Chase. Yi Qinfeng did not expect this phoenix blood Ganoderma to have such a high intelligence. In such a short time, it found the core of the 1,000-layered precipice formation, broke the formation core and escaped, and immediately chased after it with Song Kanwu and the others. Watermark advertisement, test watermark advertisement, test. However, the phoenix blood Ganoderma's flying speed was too fast. In less than half an incense stick's time, the phoenix blood Ganoderma disappeared, making all of Yi Qinfeng's efforts go down the drain. AI, the capture failed. Looking at the disappearing phoenix blood Ganoderma, Yi Qinfeng sighed helplessly and said regretfully, "This time the capture failed, it would be even more difficult to capture the phoenix blood Ganoderma in the future." However, the phoenix blood Ganoderma was too important to Yi Qinfeng. No matter what price he had to pay, he must capture it. Forget it. Let's not care about the phoenix blood Ganoderma for now. Let's go pick the rebirth fruit. Yi Qinfeng shook his head and said, "I hope there won't be an accident when picking the rebirth fruit." About 3 days later, Yi Qinfeng rode the fire Qilin and appeared at the largest inner lake in the ancient medicinal garden. According to the sacred water's soul memory, the rebirth fruit grew at the bottom of this inner lake, guarded by a powerful demon beast. Come, let's go in. Yi Qinfeng rode the fire Qilin and directly jumped into the quiet inner lake, which was like a mirror. He swam to the bottom of the inner lake at an extremely fast speed, searching for the rebirth fruit. Hiss, hiss, hiss. When Yi Qinfeng rode on the fire Qilin and approached the bottom of the lake, his powerful soul power sensed thousands of 10-meter-long, multicolored, single-horned, monstrous snakes twisting their enormous bodies, tearing apart the lake water and attacking him and the fire Qilin. The fire Qilin quickly finished the battle and swallowed all of them. Although the horned strange snakes were numerous and their attack power was terrifying, they were no threat to the mid-level sacred beast, the fire Qilin. Leave it to me. The fire Qilin opened its bloody mouth and continuously spat out scorching holy flames, incinerating the horned serpents one after another into ashes. The demon cores were swallowed into its stomach one after another, turning into pure demonic energy. In less than 30 breaths, the horned serpents had been annihilated by the fire Kirin, and the temperature of the entire lake continued to rise as the holy flame continued to attack. After successfully diving to the bottom of the lake, the God-Eater brain started to deduce the whereabouts of the rebirth fruit. Well, a cave. Yi Qinfeng controlled the God-Eater brain to sense for a while and found a cave hidden in a thick layer of mud. At the entrance of the cave, he could clearly feel the power of the restriction. He rode the fire Qilin and rushed over. "Space Swallower, it's up to you." Arriving at the well-hidden cave entrance, Yi Chen-feng summoned the space swallower bug and had it quickly devour the restriction on the cave entrance. After absorbing the blood essence of the two desolate bug kings, the space-swallowing bug was on the verge of a breakthrough. Its space-swallowing bug's power was greatly increased. In just half a day, it had swallowed a gap that was half a person's height. Ao, just as Yi Chen-feng was about to pass through the gap in the restriction, an angry roar was heard. A demonic beast with the head of a dragon and the body of a golden tortoise appeared at the entrance of the cave, emitting a blinding golden light. It roared at Yi Chen-feng and the fire Qilin. It was a desolate mutant, a mid-grade sacred beast, the golden serpent turtle. Looking at the huge demonic beast in the cave, Yi Chen-feng immediately recognized that this demonic beast was an extinct, desolate mutant recorded in ancient books. The golden serpent turtle had the blood of a true dragon flowing in its body. Not only was its defense amazing, but its attack power was even more terrifying. 9 serpent diagram attack. Looking at the golden serpent turtle that appeared at the gap in the restriction, Yi Chen-feng immediately summoned the 9 serpent diagram, deducing the 3 Tao meanings to the extreme. He controlled the 9 serpent diagram to condense 9 serpent spirits and attacked the golden serpent turtle in an attempt to force it back into the cave. However, the golden serpent turtle's defense was too terrifying. Facing the 9 serpent spirits, the golden serpent turtle relied on its golden tortoise shell to forcefully resist the continuous attacks of the serpent spirits. At this time, the gap in the restriction that was bitten open by the space swallower quickly healed and resealed the entrance of the cave, preventing Yi Chen-feng from forcefully entering the cave. What a cunning golden serpent turtle! Looking at the healed restriction at the entrance, Yi Chen-feng frowned. He did not dare to let the space swallower insects forcefully devour the restriction, in case of an accident caused by the golden serpent turtle's fatal attack. Fire Qilin, golden dragon bloodlion, chaos divine beast, protect me! Yi Chen-feng let the 3 divine beasts protect him while he sat cross-legged outside the restriction. He controlled the God-Eater brain to quickly deduce the restriction at the entrance of the cave, looking for the weakness of the restriction. Buzz, buzz, buzz under the God-Eater brain's rapid deduction. A crisscrossing array pattern appeared in Yi Chen-feng's Sea of Soul, and these array patterns were the structure of the restriction at the entrance of the cave. After 3 days and 3 nights of deduction by the God-Eater brain, Yi Chen-feng suddenly opened his eyes. He summoned all his helpers and said, "Attack this point with all your strength." Okay. Song Kanwu and the others controlled their respective saint treasures and quasi-saint treasures. They were like meteors that pierced through space, attacking the weak point that the God-Eater brain had deduced with all their strength. Boom, 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 deafening explosions sounded continuously at the bottom of the lake, shaking the calm surface of the lake and setting off huge waves. Under the continuous attacks of the crowd, cracks began to appear around the weak point of the restriction. As more and more cracks appeared on the restriction that sealed the cave was broken, and a large amount of lake water rushed into the cave. Crack, crack, crack. Suddenly, a large amount of cold air rushed out from the cave, freezing the lake water that was rushing in. In the next moment, the golden serpent turtle, which was as huge as a small mountain, shattered a large amount of ice and walked out of the cave. It roared at Yi Chen-feng and the others. "Lowly humans, what are you doing here? Golden serpent turtle, since your strength is not bad, I will not kill you if you submit to me." Yi Chen-feng felt that the golden serpent turtle in front of him was not inferior to the fire Qilin. It was far stronger than the chaos divine beast and the golden clear dragon bloodlion. If he could subdue this golden serpent turtle, his foundation would be even stronger. As long as the ancient Tao saint did not appear, he would have the strength to sweep through the 3 divine nations. Impossible! I will not submit to anyone. The golden serpent turtle let out a ferocious roar. With boundless demonic energy, it attacked Yi Chen-feng and the others and started to fight with Yi Chen-feng and the others. Kanwu mirror, break. Song Kanwu continuously injected Tao energy into the mid-grade Saint Treasure Kanwu mirror, activating the strongest attack of the Kanwu mirror. It continuously shot out destructive light rays, attacking the golden serpent turtle's huge body. While Song Kanwu was attacking, Yi Qinfeng and the others used all their strength to attack. They wanted to work together to break the golden serpent turtle's defense and heavily injure it. It's useless. You can't break my defense. Facing the fierce attacks of Yi Qinfeng, Song Kanwu, and the others, the golden serpent turtle did not dodge. It relied on its indestructible golden serpent turtle shell to defend against the attacks. What a strong defense! How could the golden serpent turtle's defense be so strong? Yi Qinfeng saw that even with everyone's strength, they were still unable to break the golden serpent turtle's defense. This made him shocked at the golden serpent turtle's shocking defense. Defending against the ferocious attacks of everyone, the golden jiao turtle's gigantic body began to spin, crushing the space. Like a gigantic spinning top, it launched a counterattack towards Yi Qinfeng and the others, bringing them a great threat. Mobile reading website. Book address. In order to make it easier for you to read next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading record. The next time you open the bookshelf, you will see it. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1421. Boom, boom, boom. The golden flood dragon tortoise clashed with the saint artifacts and quasi-saint artifacts controlled by Yi Qinfeng and the others. Terrifying rays of light burst out, and thousands of huge waves swept out layer by layer. Watermark advertisement, test watermark advertisement, test cloud skyhand, break for me. Rolling huge waves swept over, and Song Kanwu quickly struck out with his palm. The 3 Dao intents turned into a huge Dao hand that annihilated the huge waves. In the next moment, the fire Qilin ignited its powerful bloodline power and slashed at the rapidly spinning tortoise with its mid-grade saint blade. The tortoise's body was like a spinning top, and boundless rebound power surged out, blocking its fatal attack. Roar, roar when the fire Qilin and the golden flood dragon tortoise were fighting fiercely. The chaos divine beasts and the golden flood dragon bloodlion also burned their powerful bloodline power and raised their strength to the limit. They held their saint artifacts and attacked with all their might, pushing the golden flood dragon tortoise's huge body back. 9 dragon jade annulus, suppress. Without waiting for the golden flood dragon tortoise to launch a second round of attacks, Yi Qinfeng controlled the 9 dragon jade annulus to continuously expand. It turned into a towering stone wall with a huge dragon coiling around it. It ruthlessly suppressed the golden flood dragon tortoise's huge body, forcibly suppressing it at the bottom of the lake. Roar, roar, roar after being suppressed by the 9 dragon jade annulus. The golden flood dragon tortoise went crazy. Its demonic energy surged violently as it struggled fiercely. Senior Tsang, Lei Yi, Marquis Qianming, lend me a hand. Yi Qinfeng's cultivation was too low, and it was difficult for him to control the 9 dragon jade annulus to suppress the golden flood dragon tortoise. He immediately asked for help from Song Kanwu and the others. Hearing Yi Qinfeng's voice transmission, Song Kanwu and the others quickly came to his side and condensed powerful Dao diagrams into the 9 dragon jade annulus, increasing the suppression of the 9 dragon jade annulus. They did their best to suppress the golden flood dragon tortoise, not giving it a chance to escape. True God blood shadow seizing the opportunity when the golden flood dragon tortoise was suppressed. The spirit fish condensed a terrifying true god blood shadow and attacked the golden flood dragon tortoise together with the 3 saint beasts. They bombarded the golden flood dragon tortoise's head that had retreated into the tortoise shell, aggravating its injuries. Soul tablet. Destroy heaven and earth unable to break free from the suppression of the 9 dragon jade annulus. The golden jiao turtle used its greatest trump card. A stone tablet surrounded by a thick aura of death, as if it contained billions of lives, appeared on its body. Jijijuen, the golden Jiao tortoise, undid the seal on the gravestone. A series of bone-chilling cries of ghosts rang out. Countless dead souls flew out from the gravestone, attacking Yi Qinfeng and the others. They devoured the blood and qi in their bodies, creating a great deal of trouble for them. They're all back. Sensing that everyone's blood and qi were continuously draining away from their bodies, Yi Qinfeng decisively teleported them back to the universe realm. With the help of the life and death spirit bead, he was able to restrain the death-devouring power released by the countless dead souls. Without the supply of Tao energy from San Kanwu and the others, the pressure of the 9 dragon jade annulus rapidly decreased, allowing the heavily injured golden flood dragon tortoise to successfully break free. The gravestone of the dead, exterminating all living things. The golden flood dragon tortoise didn't hesitate to damage its life core and continuously spat out dark golden blood essence into the gravestone, activating the gravestone's power. It released terrifying souls that engulfed Yi Qinfeng, eating his flesh and drinking his blood, devouring the brain and the soul. While Yi Qinfeng was using the life and death spirit bead to defend himself, he also summoned the nemesis of all living things, the god-devouring brain. It was like a black hole, crazily devouring the souls. What is this thing? Feeling the number of dead souls constantly decreasing, the gravestone's power plummeting, the golden flood dragon tortoise's bell-sized eyes revealed a look of horror. Despicable human, you go to hell. Although Yi Qinfeng's cultivation wasn't high, the golden flood dragon tortoise felt that he was the greatest threat to it. It steeled its heart and prepared to detonate the gravestone, killing him at all costs. Boom! The gravestone exploded, releasing a world-destroying power that collapsed a large area of the lake bottom, launching a fatal attack towards Yi Qinfeng. No, he's gone. Feeling the gravestone explode and Yi Qinfeng's aura vanish, the golden flood dragon tortoise revealed a trace of panic. After hesitating for a while, it abandoned the rebirth fruit that it had guarded for many years and fled towards the violently tumbling lake surface with extreme speed. Damn it, I let him escape. The gravestone's explosive power was too terrifying, further shattering the universe realm's defense, causing Yi Qinfeng to hide in the universe realm, not daring to come out. He could only let the golden flood dragon tortoise escape. After about 30 breaths of time, the gravestone's explosive power weakened, and Yi Qinfeng quickly left the universe realm, appearing in the outside world. Forget it. Since it ran away, then let it run away. The ancient medicinal garden was too vast, and there were layers upon layers of restrictions. If the golden flood dragon tortoise wanted to hide, wanting to find it would be as difficult as ascending to the heavens. Helpless, Yi Qinfeng gave up on the idea of subduing it. He let the space-swallowing bugs break open the cave entrance's restriction again, entering the cave that the golden flood dragon tortoise had guarded for countless years. At the end of the cave, he found a half-meter-tall, dark green ancient tree that looked like a jade carving, and there were 4 crystal-clear fruits growing on it. Rebirth fruit for rebirth fruits. Looking at the 4 crystal-clear fruits in front of him, Yi Qinfeng was overjoyed. With these 4 rebirth fruits, he only needed to capture the phoenix blood Ganoderma and gather all the main ingredients to refine the heavenly saint-breaking pellet. Shu. Yi Qinfeng summoned the universe sword array and prepared to cut open the fertile soil around the rebirth fruit tree. The half-meter-tall, crystal-clear fruit tree shook violently, reflecting a powerful green light, attacking Yi Qinfeng. In the next moment, the rebirth fruit tree that had been nurtured for millions of years suddenly turned into a treant, wanting to escape. 9 dragon jade wall suppress. Yi Qinfeng had already expected that the rebirth fruit tree would escape and summoned the 9 dragon jade wall in time. Borrowing everyone's strength, he controlled the 9 dragon jade wall to constantly expand, releasing a powerful suppressive force, suppressing the rebirth fruit tree. Although the rebirth fruit tree was powerful, it could not withstand the suppression of the 9 dragon jade wall, and was firmly suppressed in place, unable to move. Rebirth fruit, collect! Yi Qinfeng's mind moved, and the bronze sword spirit flew out of his sea of soul, cut off the 4 rebirth fruits, and sealed them in 4 white jade boxes. Chaos divine would devour! After cutting off the rebirth fruits, Yi Qinfeng summoned the primal chaos divine wood and devoured the rebirth fruit tree that contained extremely pure spirituality. Although the rebirth fruit tree was powerful, it was far inferior to the primal chaos divine wood. It was completely suppressed by the primal chaos divine wood and crazily devoured the spirituality in the tree. After about half an incense's time, the rebirth fruit tree that had been nurtured for millions of years withered, and the spirituality it contained was completely devoured by the primal chaos divine wood. After devouring this rebirth fruit tree, the primal chaos divine wood's strength became even stronger, and it continued to evolve. He finally obtained the rebirth fruit, but where should he go to find the phoenix blood Ganoderma? Yi Qinfeng withdrew the 9 dragon jade wall that was suppressing heaven and earth and flew out of the lake. He flew in the ancient medicinal garden, searching for the last ingredient, the phoenix blood Ganoderma, to concoct the heavenly saint breaking pellet. Time passed day by day. Soon, half a year had passed, and the dual polarity ancient heavenly water merged with the sacred water, forming the more powerful everlasting sacred water. In this half a year, Yi Qinfeng, according to the sacred water's memory, picked 8 priceless spiritual items that were more than 1,000,000 years old. Among them, the dragon head blood ginseng that was more than 1,000,000 years old was the most precious. After refining it, there was a high chance that it could directly elevate a 6-star Tao saint to the Tao sovereign realm. There were also 2 spirit herbs that were more than 1,000,000 years old, and they were rare divine items that were extremely useful to Yi Qinfeng. However, in this half a year, he did not find the phoenix blood Ganoderma, so he had no choice but to continue searching. Slowly, he broke through a large number of space restrictions in the ancient medicinal garden, and unexpectedly found an ancient tree that was more than 1,000 feet tall, with a lush canopy that covered dozens of miles of space. Mobile reading website. Book address. In order to make it easier for you to read next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading record, and you will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1422. Ancient Parasol Tree. This is the ancient parasol tree. Looking at the towering ancient tree that reached into the clouds, information about the ancient tree immediately appeared in the God-Eater brain. Watermark advertisement, test watermark advertisement, test this ancient tree that seemed to support the heavens and earth was the parasol tree that the ancient phoenix loved to reside in. It contained a powerful fire attribute energy. This ancient herb garden actually has a parasol tree. Perhaps the phoenix blood Ganoderma that I've been searching for is hidden in this ancient parasol tree. Thinking of this possibility, Yi Qinfeng closed his eyes and controlled the God-Eater brain to quickly deduce. He released a powerful soul power and extended it to the top of the ancient parasol tree to search for the phoenix blood Ganoderma. The phoenix blood Ganoderma was really on top of the ancient parasol tree. Under the thorough search of the God-Eater brain, Yi Qinfeng sensed the aura of the phoenix blood Ganoderma at the top of the ancient parasol tree. However, he didn't act rashly because he knew that if he failed this time, it would be even more difficult to capture the phoenix blood Ganoderma in the future. He had to make a proper deployment to ensure that nothing would go wrong. With a thought, Yi Qinfeng returned to the universe realm and found Song Kunwu and the others to discuss the method to capture the phoenix blood Ganoderma. After discussing, they decided on the plan to capture the phoenix blood Ganoderma. Yi Qinfeng used a few days to modify the 1,000-layered precipice array. He changed the position of the array core and hid a small trap in the original array core. After everything was ready, Yi Qinfeng left the universe realm and used the soul-devouring art to conceal his aura. He stepped on the void and quietly flew towards the ancient parasol tree. He approached the phoenix blood Ganoderma that was rooted in the huge crown of the ancient parasol tree. 1,000-layered precipice array. Sky restriction as he approached the phoenix blood Ganoderma. Yi Qinfeng suddenly approached with sword steps. Thousands of supreme great array flags flew out of his body and quickly condensed into the 1,000-layered precipice array in the air. It restricted the entire space and trapped the phoenix blood Ganoderma in the array. Following that, the ancient map fragment also appeared on his body and restricted the true and false array cores of the 1,000-layered precipice array. Shriek-looking at Yi Qinfeng, who had suddenly appeared in the restricted space, the spiritual phoenix blood Ganoderma let out an ear-piercing cry and once again transformed into a lifelike fire phoenix. It flapped its flaming red wings and launched a fierce attack at Yi Qinfeng. Everybody come out. When the fire phoenix attacked, Yi Qinfeng summoned Song Kuan-Wu, the fire Qilin, and the others to attack together. Waves of terrifying will of the way swallowed the heavens and the earth. The boundless holy skill seemed to be capable of destroying the world as it clashed with the fire phoenix continuously. Boom, boom, boom. The fire phoenix did not show any signs of weakness as it fiercely collided with the attacks launched by Yi Qinfeng and the others. Terrifying energy fluctuations swept across the horizon, and earth-shattering explosions could be clearly heard within 100 miles. As the attacks became more and more ferocious, cracks appeared in the space, shattering the thick branches of the Wudong ancient tree. Although the fire phoenix transformed from the phoenix blood Ganoderma was powerful, it could not withstand the continuous ferocious attacks launched by Yi Qinfeng, Song Kuan-Wu, and the others. In addition, the three holy beasts' strength had undergone an earth-shattering transformation, and their attacks were even more ferocious. Gradually, the fire phoenix's attacks were completely suppressed by Yi Qinfeng and the others. Its flames were also becoming weaker and weaker. With its injuries worsening, the fire phoenix suddenly abandoned the others and flew towards the void. It wanted to tear open the restriction formation and escape. However, this time, Yi Qinfeng had made thorough preparations. With the ancient map fragment as the true and false array cores of the 1,000-layered precipice array, the fire phoenix was unable to tear open the 1,000-layered precipice array and leave immediately. Tian Tsung art when the fire phoenix attacked the ancient map fragment with all its might. Song Kuan-Wu circulated the vast heaven palace's #1 saint skill, the vast heaven scripture, to the extreme. He interweaved the grand Tao and channeled the power of mountains and rivers to attack the fire phoenix, aggravating its injuries and causing cracks to appear on its gigantic body. Screech! As its injuries worsened, the fire phoenix let out a long screech. Its body that was full of cracks began to spin rapidly. It stirred up the power of space and launched its most ferocious attack at the ancient map fragment. It forcefully tore open the ancient map fragment and attacked the array core of the 1,000-layered precipice array. However, the array core of the 1,000-layered precipice array had already been altered by Yi Qinfeng. When its attack landed on the false array core, it immediately suffered a backlash from the 1,000-layered precipice array and was sent flying back. 9 Flood Dragon Diagram Devour! Seizing this opportunity, the fire phoenix, Yi Qinfeng, Lei Yi, and the Marquis of Qianming poured powerful Tao intent into the 9 Flood Dragon Diagram. They raised the 9 Flood Dragon Diagram's power to the limit. It continued to grow and directly devoured the fire phoenix, who was riddled with injuries and had lost control of its body. Screech! After being devoured by the 9 Flood Dragon Diagram, the fire phoenix immediately went berserk and attacked the 9 Flood Dragon Diagram with all its might. It wanted to tear open the 9 Flood Dragon Diagram space and escape. Just as it was attacking ferociously and tearing the 9 Flood Dragon Diagram space apart, Yi Qinfeng promptly stored the 9 Flood Dragon Diagram into the universe mirror. Phew, I finally succeeded. After successfully capturing the Phoenix blood Ganoderma into the universe mirror, Yi Qinfeng let out a long sigh of relief. Rumble. Sensing the disappearance of the Phoenix blood Ganoderma's aura, the towering Wudong tree suddenly swayed. Streaks of terrifying flames continuously bombarded the 1,000-layered precipice array and continuously destroyed the array flags. This Wudong tree actually took the initiative to attack me. This Wudong tree was too powerful. After continuously receiving its attacks, cracks began to appear on the 1,000-layered precipice array. At this moment, Yi Qinfeng stored everyone into the universe mirror and summoned back the 1,000-layered precipice array. He flapped his golden wings and flew into the air. Rumble, rumble. The 1,000-layered precipice formation disappeared, and the Wudong ancient tree continued to attack Yi Qinfeng. The canopy of the Wudong ancient tree shook violently, and a large amount of firelight swept across the sky like a tide of flames, attacking Yi Qinfeng, forcing him to dodge back and forth in an instant. Chaos Divine would attack. After dodging the Wudong tree's attack, Yi Qinfeng summoned the Chaos Divine Wood and faced the Wudong tree head-on. Although the Chaos Divine Wood was as thin as a blade of grass compared to the Wudong tree, it was still one of the 3 most powerful divine woods in the universe. It nurtured the power of chaos. The Chaos Divine Wood's 5-colored canopy swayed. The intertwining Chaos 5 Elements light clashed with the fiery red light released by the Wudong tree. It was not at a disadvantage in the fierce confrontation. However, this Wudong tree had existed for too long and contained too much spirituality. It was very difficult for the Chaos Divine Wood to completely suppress and devour its spirituality. Everyone come out. With a thought, Yi Qinfeng summoned Zhang Kanwu, Lei Yi, and the rest. He ordered them to control their saint treasures and quasi-saint treasures to attack the Wudong tree and suppress its attacks. Under everyone's attacks, large patches of Wudong tree branches turned into ashes. The space around the Wudong tree collapsed on a large scale. Taking advantage of Yi Qinfeng's ferocious attacks, the Chaos Divine would continue to approach the Wudong tree. It wanted to extend its 5-colored roots to devour the Wudong tree's spiritual energy. 9 Dragon Jade Annulus at this moment. Yi Qinfeng summoned the 9 Dragon Jade Annulus and gathered everyone's strength to form 6 Great Daos. The 6 Great Daos were like 6 spatial rifts. With invincible divine might, they tore through the fiery red spiritual light released by the ancient parasol tree and landed heavily on the ancient parasol tree's gigantic body. The ancient parasol tree's body was so huge that it would take hundreds of people to wrap their arms around it. Chaos Divine would devour. Seizing this opportunity, Yi Qinfeng controlled the Chaos Divine Wood to break into the tree hole. It extended tens of thousands of 5-colored roots and took root in the Wudong tree's body. It crazily devoured the Wudong tree's spiritual energy. After being devoured by the Chaos Divine Wood, the Wudong tree went crazy and desperately mobilized its spiritual energy to attack. However, the Chaos Divine Wood was too strong. No matter how it attacked, it could not destroy the Chaos Divine Wood. Feeling that the Chaos Divine Wood was restraining the Wudong tree, Yi Qinfeng was relieved. With a thought, he brought everyone back to the universe realm. Mobile reading website. Book address. To make it easier for you to read next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading record. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1423. Shriek, Shriek returning to the universe realm. Yi Qinfeng found that the Phoenix blood Ganoderma had torn the space of the 9-dragon diagram and was hovering in the universe realm, screaming angrily at him. Watermark advertisement, test watermark advertisement, test universe force. Suppressed with a thought, Yi Qinfeng controlled the power of the universe realm and bombarded the Fire Phoenix with earth-shattering force. suppressing its body and weakening its strength. Although the phoenix blood Ganoderma was extremely powerful, the universe realm was even more powerful. Under the suppression of the universe force, the power of flame released by the fire phoenix was constantly suppressed. "Everyone help me suppress this fire phoenix," Yi Qinfeng shouted. Boom, 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 hearing Yi Qinfeng shout, everyone controlled their respective holy treasures and quasi-holy treasures to attack the fire phoenix. Soon, the king of spirit medicine, Phoenix blood Ganoderma, was suppressed by Yi Qinfeng and others and could not move. "Phoenix blood Ganoderma, seeing that you have become sentient, if you are willing to give me a part of the phoenix blood Ganoderma and follow me in the future, I will spare your life, not destroy your intelligence, and let you cultivate in this space." When Yi Qinfeng saw the strong flame phoenix struggling intensely and crying out sorrowfully, he felt a desire for talent and tried to entice it. "Shriek, shriek," the phoenix blood Ganoderma screamed angrily at Yi Qinfeng, flapping its flaming wings violently, and continued to struggle, unwilling to give in. God-eater brain. Soul-devouring Yi Qinfeng was not a soft-hearted person. Seeing that the phoenix blood Ganoderma was unwilling to give in, he approached it and used the power of the God-eater brain to forcibly devour the phoenix blood Ganoderma's soul consciousness. This time, the phoenix blood Ganoderma, whose soul consciousness had been devoured, was timid and sent a signal to Yi Qinfeng's soul to give in, unwilling to be devoured by the God-eater brain and become an unintentional creature. "I hope you don't lie to me. Otherwise, I promise to devour your soul consciousness and refine you alive," Yi Qinfeng warned coldly. Then he summoned the bronze sword soul and cut off a fist-sized, blood-red blood Ganoderma that contained powerful spirituality and bloodline power, while the phoenix blood Ganoderma was howling in pain. "Phoenix blood Ganoderma, this 10,000 years spiritual milk is for you. It is good for your injuries." After successfully obtaining a small piece of phoenix blood Ganoderma, Qinfeng took out a bottle of 10,000 years milk and gave it to the phoenix blood Ganoderma that was heavily damaged and wailing phoenix blood Ganoderma, and placed it in the place where the spiritual chi of the universe realm was spiritual chi to heal the damage. Realm, 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 realm. As the star would continue to be refined by Yi Qinfeng into the true spirit bead located in his Shanzhong acupoint, the true spirit bead's transformation began to accelerate. The strength of Yi Qinfeng's physical body increased at an extremely fast rate. After refining the starwood, Yi Qinfeng took out another astral fruit and swallowed it. He continued to refine it and accelerate the transformation of the true spirit bead. Finally, after cultivating in the universe realm for more than a month, he had continuously refined the starwood and the astral fruit, two great body refining divine items. He had successfully cultivated his astral body to the third heavenly layer, greatly increasing his physical strength and defense. Sigh, the power contained in the ancient Wudong tree is too terrifying. At this rate, the chaos divine won't be able to devour the ancient Wudong tree without at least a year. After successfully cultivating his gang body to the third heaven, Yi Qinfeng sensed the chaos divine wood. He realized that the chaos divine would had only devoured 1/10 of the ancient parasol tree's firewood spiritual energy, despite the ancient parasol tree's resistance. It would take at least a year for it to completely devour the ancient parasol tree. Continue to cultivate. Yi Qinfeng was not in a hurry. He patiently continued to cultivate in the universe realm. He refined the body, refining divine medicine that he had just picked from the ancient herb garden and was more than 1,000,000 years old. He continued to cultivate the divine changed 9 transformations and tried to break through to the 4th heaven of the aura realm. He was preparing to break through to the 1-star Tao Saint realm. While Yi Qinfeng was hiding in the universe realm to cultivate, Song Kanwu, Lei Yi, and the others left the universe realm together. They were searching for ancient spiritual herbs and opportunities in the ancient herb garden. Soon a year passed. Under the crazy devouring of the chaos divine wood, the ancient Wudong tree, which was hundreds of feet tall, continued to wither and lose its original vitality. Large pieces of thick branches fell down and piled up into a thick wooden mountain under the ancient wudong tree. After devouring almost all of the ancient wudong tree's spirituality and vitality, the chaos divine would have undergone a tremendous change. Not only was the tree thicker and taller, but its crown had also become more lush. More importantly, the chaos divine would have nurtured a vast amount of chaotic power. Its power had completely surpassed a middle-grade sacred treasure and had almost reached the limit of a high-grade sacred treasure. It had greatly increased Yi Qinfeng's foundation. After a year of cultivation, Yi Qinfeng had refined 2 ancient spiritual herbs that were more than 1,000,000 years old. His physical body had undergone a qualitative change again, and he had cultivated the aura realm to the 4th heaven. The strength of his physical body had reached the limit of a quasi-saint treasure. His physical strength was close to 200 million pounds. After being amplified by the God-fiend bloodline, his physical body alone could crush Nirvana Almighties and fight against Nirvana Heavenly Realm Almighties. Well, what was that? Just as Yi Qinfeng sensed the changes in the Chaos Divine Wood, he unexpectedly felt a powerful bloodline power in the withered ancient wudong tree. His heart stirred, and he left the universe realm and appeared outside. This was the phoenix blood essence. Yi Qinfeng interwove a powerful sword will and broke through the withered bark of the ancient wudong tree. When he entered the ancient wudong tree, he found a drop of essence, blood the size of an egg, that emitted a faint red light. After repeatedly sensing it with his God-eater brain, he was pleasantly surprised to find that this drop of essence blood was actually the essence blood of a phoenix. Its value was immeasurable. Could it be that this ancient wudong tree had once nurtured a phoenix? Or perhaps a phoenix lived in this tree? Yi Qinfeng muttered to himself, if this drop of phoenix essence blood is transferred to Yen, maybe she can be reborn. The chaos divine would suppress the phoenix essence blood. With a thought, Yi Qinfeng controlled the chaos divine would to suppress the drop of phoenix essence blood. Under the suppression of the chaos divine wood, a huge phantom of a phoenix appeared and roared to the sky to resist the suppression of the chaos divine wood. However, after swallowing the ancient wudong tree, the chaos divine would have become extremely powerful. The phantom of a phoenix that appeared in the phoenix essence blood could not resist the suppression of the chaos divine wood at all. Gradually, the phantom of a phoenix became dimmer and dimmer. In the end, it was shattered by the chaos divine wood. This precious drop of phoenix essence blood was also suppressed by it. After suppressing the phoenix blood essence, Yi Qinfeng did not get the primal chaos divine tree to exterminate the wudong tree. Instead, he allowed the ancient wudong tree to live. Then he returned to the universe realm and went to the longevity stone that sealed Shui Hanyan. Phoenix essence blood fuse. Opening the longevity stone, Yi Qinfeng summoned the phoenix essence blood that was suppressed by the chaos divine wood. He cut the skin under Shui Hanyan's jade peaks and fused the drop of phoenix essence blood into her body. The next moment, Shui Hanyan's weak body reflected endless red light, illuminating the entire space. The vitality in her body was awakened by the phoenix essence blood little by little. Yen, everything depends on your luck. Looking at Shui Hanyan, who seemed to have a real phoenix hovering in her body, Yi Qinfeng sealed her in the longevity stone again. Whether or not she could be reborn with this drop of phoenix essence blood would depend on Shui Hanyan's luck. Mobile reading site. Book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Save button below to record this reading record. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1424. It was time to refine the heavenly saint breaking pellet. When Yi Qinfeng merged with the chaos divine wood, his strength had been greatly improved, reaching the limit of level 6 combat beast emperor. He was in his best state. Everything was ready. He was ready to try to refine the heavenly saint breaking pellet. Watermark advertisement, test watermark advertisement, test sigh. The level of the Suzaku cauldron was a bit low. Although Yi Qinfeng had the Demon Emperor's furnace, which was suspected to be a supreme holy artifact, he couldn't control it. He could only use the Gudao treasure's Suzaku cauldron to refine the heavenly saint breaking pellet. Hopefully, this Suzaku cauldron could refine the heavenly saint breaking pellet. Yi Qinfeng adjusted his breath for a while and took out a set of main ingredients for refining the heavenly saint breaking pellet. He controlled the god-eating brain to explore the medicinal properties of the main ingredients and familiarized himself with the refining method. After figuring out the medicinal properties of all the main ingredients, Yi Qinfeng put the precious main ingredients into the Suzaku cauldron in order. He released the sky-burning, sacred fire to melt them, removing the most fundamental impurities and purifying them. The heavenly saint-breaking pellet was a holy elixir, and the main ingredients were all of extraordinary quality, especially the phoenix blood Ganoderma, rebirth fruit, and Kuin wood that were more than 100 years old. Yi Qinfeng spent nearly half a month to purify all the main ingredients. Condensing the pellet after the successful purification, Yi Qinfeng didn't stop. He kept making complicated pill patterns and fusing them into the hot Suzaku cauldron, condensing drops of pure spiritual liquid into the embryonic form of the pellet. Because Yi Qinfeng had fused the spiritual pearl of life into Shui Hanyan's body, he couldn't directly improve the quality of the heavenly saint breaking pellet. In addition, the difficulty of refining the heavenly saint breaking pellet was extremely high, so he encountered a lot of trouble and challenges when condensing the pellet. Not good. When Yi Qinfeng tirelessly condensed the pellet for nearly a month, he made an extremely small mistake when condensing the pellet, causing a slight fluctuation in the sky-burning sacred fire. Although the fluctuation was very light, he was unable to stabilize the fire due to the consumption of his soul, which eventually led to the failure of refining. Alas, the difficulty of refining the heavenly saint breaking pellet was really high. Hearing the sound of pills exploding from the vermilion bird cauldron, Yi Qinfeng's face paled slightly. He sighed softly, revealing a pained and regretful expression. It seemed like there was a need to summon back the spiritual pearl of life in Yen, Er's body, to increase the chances of success. Yi Qinfeng adjusted his breath and recovered for half a day. After recovering his consumed soul power, he came to the longevity stone and used it to sense the situation of Shui Hanyan's body. He found that she was fusing with the phoenix blood essence, and her Xian body was showing signs of recovery. He was completely relieved. He retrieved the life spirit bead that was suppressing her vitality back into his body and prepared to continue refining the heavenly saint breaking pellet. With the experience of his first failure, Yi Qinfeng made thorough preparations for his second attempt. He even swallowed a mouthful of heaven-returning water in case of an emergency. He hoped that he could succeed this time. Otherwise, he could only wait until he found a higher quality furnace before he could continue to refine pills. With everything ready, Yi Qinfeng took out the second set of main ingredients to refine the heavenly saint breaking pellet and prepared to refine the pellet for the second time. Purification wasn't difficult for Yi Qinfeng. The truly difficult part of refining the heavenly saint breaking pellet was the process of condensing the pellet and carving the pellet runes. Only by refining the heavenly saint breaking pellet to the saint grade would it be considered a success. Otherwise, it would still fail at the last moment. Furthermore, he wasn't sure if refining the heavenly saint breaking pellet would attract a terrifying pill tribulation. He summoned his 2 avatars to guard him and be ready at any time. Whoosh! Yi Qinfeng spat out a mouthful of heaven-burning, sacred flame into the vermilion bird cauldron. Then he threw the precious main herbs into the vermilion bird cauldron one by one. Through his exquisite control of the fire, he purified the priceless main herbs one by one. The second time, Yi Qinfeng's purification speed increased by a lot. In just 10 days, he removed all the impurities of the main ingredients and refined them into drops of pure spirit liquid that floated in the vermilion bird cauldron. Condensing the pellet Yi, Chen Feng didn't stop. His hands quickly moved, and with the help of the spirit bead of life, he condensed pale runes that fused into the spirit liquid, speeding up the formation of the spirit liquid. With the assistance of the spirit bead of life, Yi Qinfeng's speed of refining the pellet greatly increased. The quality of the pellet also increased greatly. Although the refining process went smoothly, Yi Qinfeng didn't let his guard down. He wholeheartedly focused on refining the heavenly saint breaking pellet, tirelessly guarding against the pill tribulation that could appear at any time. Gradually, the embryonic form of a pill appeared in the vermilion bird cauldron that was burning with the heaven-burning sacred flame. Waves of medicinal fragrance wafted out of the vermilion bird cauldron. After refining the embryonic form of the heavenly saint breaking pellet, Yi Qinfeng swallowed all the heaven-returning water in his mouth. He recovered his severely exhausted soul strength and continued refining the pellet finally. After 23 days of continuous refining, Yi Qinfeng refined a heavenly saint breaking pellet that had 2 pill runes on it. It had reached the limit of a low-grade saint breaking pellet and was completely red in color. The heavenly saint breaking pellet was successfully refined, but the pill tribulation that Yi Qinfeng expected didn't appear. He couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. He finally succeeded. Yi Qinfeng suddenly slapped the scalding vermilion bird cauldron. The heavenly saint breaking pellet directly broke through the lid of the vermilion bird cauldron and flew into the air, reflecting bursts of flames. Retrieve! With a thought, Yi Qinfeng's 3 great Tao wills condensed into a great Tao will hand and received the heavenly saint breaking pellet. What a powerful medicinal energy, as expected of a saint pellet that could allow a rank 6 combat beast emperor to break through the limits of their realm. Feeling the medicinal energy of the heavenly saint breaking pellet, Yi Qinfeng, whose face was slightly pale, revealed a satisfied smile. He kept the pellet into the porcelain bottle and quickly recovered his soul strength. 1 day later, Yi Qinfeng recovered to his original state and adjusted his body to its peak state. He swallowed the heavenly saint breaking pellet that he refined and circulated the soul-devouring art to refine it. The heavenly saint breaking pellet melted in Yi Qinfeng's body and immediately released a majestic medicinal energy. It was like a wild horse that had escaped its reins. It rampaged through his crisscrossing meridians and stimulated his body's potential, breaking through to the 1-star Tao Saint realm. Yi Qinfeng had cultivated the astral body realm to the 4th heaven, and his body was close to the limit of a quasi-sage artifact. The majestic medicinal energy released by the heavenly saint breaking pellet couldn't cause any harm to his body at all. He completely suppressed it with the help of the chaos divine wood. That's strange. When I tried to break through to the Tao Saint realm in the ancient medicinal garden, I actually didn't attract heaven's punishment. Could it be that the space here has surpassed the Duhan continent and is equivalent to the heaven region? Yi Qinfeng increased the speed of his soul-devouring art to the peak and used all his strength to refine the heavenly saint breaking pellet. When he tried to break through to the 1-star Tao Saint realm, he unexpectedly discovered that heaven's punishment didn't appear. Without heaven's punishment, Yi Qinfeng's difficulty in breaking through to the 1-star Tao Saint realm was greatly reduced. He patiently used the heavenly saint breaking pellet to continuously transform his body and soul strength, tearing apart the bottleneck of his realm bit by bit. Very soon, 3 days passed. In these 3 days, Yi Qinfeng's physical body had undergone tremendous changes. His internal organs had become stronger, and the power of his blood and qi had become more vigorous. Meanwhile, the soul power in his body had basically transformed into Tao power of a higher level, and the power of the Tao diagram had become purer. 1-star Tao Saint realm. Breakthrough feeling that the bottleneck of his realm was getting looser and looser. Yi Qinfeng controlled the majestic energy and broke through the bottleneck that was full of cracks in one go, breaking through to the one-star Dao Saint realm. Mobile reading website. Book address. In order to make it easier for you to read it next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading record. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1425. Breakthrough. I finally broke through to become a one-star Dao Saint. The moment he broke through, Yi Qinfeng opened his tightly shut eyes. His delicate and handsome face revealed a look of intense excitement. He didn't expect to break through to become a one-star Dao Saint so easily. He didn't meet any challenges. With my current strength and foundation, I should be able to kill an ordinary Nirvana Heavenly Realm expert. Feeling that his strength had increased by dozens of times, Yi Qinfeng couldn't wait to test his current combat strength. The second level of the universe realm's spatial restriction had disappeared. Just as Yi Qinfeng was feeling the changes in his cultivation, he unexpectedly felt that the second level of the universe realm's spatial restriction had disappeared. With a thought, he entered the second level of the universe realm's spatial restriction. Double the flow of time after entering the second level of the universe realm's spatial restriction. Yi Qinfeng realized that the spatial flow here was twice as fast as the outside world. This also meant that cultivating in the second level of the universe realm spatial restriction was twice as fast as an ordinary person. Other than the double flow of time, Yi Qinfeng felt that the defense of the universe realm had increased by another level. A supreme-grade sage treasure wouldn't be able to break through its defense. These were low-grade and middle-grade heaven crystals. Yi Qinfeng released his powerful soul power and covered the second level of the universe realm's spatial restriction. He realized that other than the high-grade heaven spiritual energy, there were many low-grade and middle-grade heaven crystals, as well as many rare heaven domain spiritual items. However, other than these, he didn't find any god-demon relics or high-grade heaven crystals, which was a bit of a pity. With these low-grade and middle-grade heaven crystals, I can use the sword puppet to attack without any worries. Yi Qinfeng did a simple count. He realized that there were more than 10 million low-grade heaven crystals in the second level of the universe realm's spatial restriction. There were also more than 30,000 middle-grade heaven crystals. If he used these heaven crystals to buy treasures in the central world, he would probably be able to buy an entire kingdom. I wonder if I can refine the Demon Emperor's furnace with my current strength? The Demon Emperor's furnace was very important to Yi Qinfeng. If he could open the Demon Emperor's furnace, he would be able to use it to refine the Heavenly Sage Breaking Elixir, which would greatly increase his chances of success. The furnace of the Demonic Emperor had recognized its master. With a thought, Yi Qinfeng summoned the Demon Emperor's furnace. He bit his finger and dripped a drop of blood essence into the Demon Emperor's furnace. After breaking through to the one-star Dao Saint realm, Yi Qinfeng's blood was even more powerful. It quickly seeped into the demonic Thearka's furnace and established a connection with it. Kai the blood fused with the Demonic Emperor's furnace. Yi Qinfeng tried to open the Demonic Emperor's furnace. When he had deduced the three great Dao wills to the extreme, he released powerful Dao power into the Demonic Emperor's furnace. The tightly shut lid of the Demonic Emperor's furnace opened, and a terrifying demonic power was released from the furnace. Piercing roar came out from the Demon Emperor's furnace. The Demon Emperor's furnace's treasure spirit, the purple-eyed black rhinoceros soul, emerged from the Demon Emperor's furnace and roared at Yi Qinfeng. The power of the universe, suppress. Yi Qinfeng smelled a dangerous aura when he saw the purple-eyed profound rhinoceros soul that was as big as a small mountain, its eyes flashing with a demonic light. He immediately controlled the power of the universe realm to suppress it. Suppressed by the universe realm, the purple-eyed black rhinoceros soul immediately released a powerful demonic power to resist. Its huge soul body carried a terrifying power of heaven and earth and rushed at Yi Qinfeng. Chaos divine would facing the attack of the purple-eyed black rhinoceros soul. Yi Qinfeng did not dare to be careless. He decisively summoned the chaos divine wood. The 5-colored treetop swayed, and the strongest attack of an upper-grade sacred treasure collided with the purple-eyed black rhinoceros soul. The fierce blow forced the chaos divine wood back, but the purple-eyed black rhinoceros soul did not continue to attack. It endured the power of the universe that came pressing down and stared at the chaos divine wood and Yi Qinfeng in surprise. "Why do you have the chaos divine wood?" The purple-eyed black rhinoceros soul suddenly spoke and asked in a deep voice. "This chaos divine wood was left to me by my father." Yi Qinfeng did not expect the purple-eyed black rhinoceros soul, the treasure spirit of the demonic emperor's furnace, to say the name of the chaos divine wood. "You are the son of that god?" The purple-eyed black rhinoceros soul widened its eyes and said in disbelief, "God, you have seen my father?" Hearing the words of the purple-eyed black rhinoceros soul, Yi Qinfeng's heart was set off a huge wave. He asked excitedly, "Can you tell me who my father is? If you are really the son of that god, I think you will see what he left for you when you go to the abyss of hell." After knowing who he is, the hostility in the purple-eyed black rhinoceros soul's eyes decreased greatly. It said in a low voice, "Back then I was only lucky enough to see him once and was saved by him. With his help, I kept this remnant soul and became the treasure spirit of the demonic emperor's furnace." "Then can you tell me the secret of the abyss of hell?" Yi Qinfeng asked. "How did you appear in this realm?" "There is only one secret of the abyss of hell, and that is related to that god. And the abyss of hell is my tomb. As for why I appeared in this realm, I cannot tell you before I confirm your identity." The purple-eyed black rhinoceros soul said, "Well, then I need to borrow the demonic emperor's furnace to make elixirs. Can you help me?" Yi Qinfeng looked at the purple-eyed black rhinoceros soul. "Okay." The purple-eyed black rhinoceros soul wanted to refuse, but thinking that Yi Qinfeng might be the descendant of that great figure, it nodded and agreed. "Oh, right, the demonic emperor's furnace has recognized you as its owner. These 10 elixirs are yours." As it spoke, 10 golden, Longan-sized sacred elixirs with different markings flew out of the demonic emperor's furnace and landed in Yi Qinfeng's hand. What a powerful elixir! What level are these sacred elixirs? Feeling the majestic power of the sacred elixirs in his hand, Yi Qinfeng asked in surprise. These were 2 mid-grade sacred elixirs, the Transcendence Sacred Elixir and 8 Transformation Sacred Elixirs. The purple-eyed black rhinoceros soul said, "With your strength, 1 Transformation Sacred Elixir is enough to break through to the 2-star Tao Saint realm, and the Transcendence Sacred Elixir has a high chance of breaking through to the Tao Saint realm. But whether it is the Transcendence Sacred Elixir or the Transformation Sacred Elixir, each person can only take one. The second one is ineffective." "Thank you." Knowing the value of these 10 elixirs, Yi Qinfeng was overjoyed. He immediately sealed them in the jade box. "Well, I am going to sleep. Wake me up when you make the elixirs," the purple-eyed black rhinoceros soul said. "Okay." Yi Qinfeng nodded. He inhaled and exhaled the pure heaven spiritual qi. He quickly adjusted his breath and adjusted his state. About 6 hours later, Yi Qinfeng adjusted his state to the best. He awakened the purple-eyed black rhinoceros soul and took out the main ingredients for the heavenly saint breaking elixir. He threw them into the demon emperor furnace. With the help of the purple-eyed black rhinoceros soul, he began to make the heavenly saint breaking elixir. As Yi Qinfeng had guessed, the demon emperor furnace was a supreme grade sacred treasure. Although with Yi Qinfeng's current strength, he could not use its strongest power. Its elixir-making ability was far stronger than the Suzaku furnace. With the help of the purple-eyed black rhinoceros soul, Yi Qinfeng only used 3 days to purify all the main ingredients for the heavenly saint breaking elixir and began to make the elixir. 3. I used the demon large cauldron to refine elixirs, and I could actually refine 3 embryonic forms of the heavenly saint breaking elixir. The process of condensing the elixirs was not only surprisingly smooth, but it was also greatly beyond Yi Qinfeng's expectations. He never expected that the Demon Emperor's furnace would be so powerful that it could actually use 1 set of main ingredients to refine 3 embryonic elixirs. In about 10 days, with the help of the purple-eyed black rhinoceros soul, the temperature of the Demon Emperor furnace increased exponentially, and 3 heavenly saint breaking elixirs were successfully condensed. Yi Qinfeng was overjoyed. Putting away the 3 heavenly saint breaking elixirs, Yi Qinfeng rested for half a day and continued to refine the heavenly saint breaking elixir. Soon 2 months passed. In these 2 months, Yi Qinfeng did not fail once. He refined all 5 sets of main ingredients and refined 5 sets of heavenly saint breaking elixir. In addition to the first set of elixir that he refined a total of 18 heavenly saint breaking elixirs. Looking at the heavenly saint breaking elixirs of immeasurable value in front of him, Yi Qinfeng felt like he was dreaming. His whole heart was filled with great joy. Please visit the website, Yunlai Pavilion, or visit the website directly. Mobile reading website, book address. In order to facilitate your next reading, you can click on the bookmark at the bottom to record this reading record. You can see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1426. God, 18, Heavenly Saint Breaking Elixir. Am I dreaming? Yi Qinfeng was very clear about the value of the Heavenly Saint Breaking Elixir. With these 18 Heavenly Saint Breaking Elixir, Yi Qinfeng could definitely cultivate a terrifying force that could threaten the position of the 3 divine kingdoms. Watermark advertisement, test watermark advertisement, test be the way. Do you want to cultivate in the furnace of the Demon Emperor? The purple-eyed, profound rhino soul floated out of the furnace of the Demon Emperor and looked at Yi Qinfeng, who controlled the sacred fire and had an unimaginable foundation, and asked in a muffled voice, "You want to use the furnace of the Demon Emperor to refine me?" Yi Qinfeng understood the meaning of the purple-eyed, profound rhino soul and asked, "Yes, I feel that there is a lot of medicinal power left in your body. If you can't refine this medicinal power, no matter what kind of elixir you take, you will develop resistance and greatly affect the medicinal power." The purple-eyed, profound rhino soul nodded and said, "In addition to the powerful alchemy ability, the furnace of the Demon Emperor also has the ability to refine the body. However, the process of refining the body will be very painful, so you better be mentally prepared." "It's okay, I can bear the pain." Yi Qinfeng had a strong will and was not afraid of pain. "Well, since you want to try, then come in." The purple-eyed, profound rhino soul opened the furnace of the Demon Emperor and let Yi Qinfeng jump into the furnace. It lit the furnace fire and used the power of the furnace of the Demon Emperor to refine Yi Qinfeng's body and refine the large amount of medicinal power left in his body. Being refined by the hot flames in the furnace of the Demon Emperor, Yi Qinfeng's body, which was comparable to a quasi-sacred treasure, was constantly being burned and cracked. The burning, extremely hot flames penetrated his cracked skin and kept drilling into his body, making him feel like he would be melted at any time. It was so painful that he wanted to die. Although the pain was so unbearable that Yi Qinfeng's soul was on the verge of collapse, the effect of refining the body was very obvious. A large amount of medicinal dregs were melted by the furnace fire and turned into pure energy that was integrated into the heaven's hall meridian. "Kid, can you still hold on?" The purple-eyed, profound rhino soul controlled the furnace fire to burn Yi Qinfeng for more than 2 hours. It was afraid that he would hurt his cultivation foundation and body, so it transmitted a message. "It's okay. I can hold on," Yi Qinfeng replied with a trembling voice. He activated the divine 9 transformations over and over again, using the power of the furnace of the demon emperor to temper his body and reach the consummate level of the righteous body. Yi Qinfeng endured the torment for nearly a day, refining all the dregs in his body. He also transformed half of the real spirit bead in his shunting meridian, increasing its power continuously. Few after using the furnace of the demon god to temper his body, Yi Qinfeng, who relied on his extraordinary willpower to endure bitterly, did not leave the furnace of the demon god. Instead, he took out a precious body refining spirit item and directly swallowed it. Using the scorching power of the furnace of the demon god, he quickly refined it and continued to break through to the 5th level of the body aura realm. Who would have thought that this child's willpower would be so terrifying? However, the bloodline in his body was different from that of the deities. Could he really be the descendant of a deity? The purple-eyed profound rhinoceros soul had been paying attention to Yi Qinfeng in the body, refining spirit item. While it admired him, it kept guessing his identity. After another day or so, Yi Qinfeng had completely refined all the body refining spiritual items under the scorching flames of the demon emperor's furnace. He had successfully transformed the true spirit pearl in his heaven's hall meridian and cultivated his aura body to the perfection stage. Phew! I finally cultivated the body refining spirit item to the consummate level. Yi Qinfeng, whose flesh was torn open, let out a long sigh of relief and woke up from the painful cultivation. Although the cultivation process was unbearably painful and made him collapse, the effect was very obvious. After cultivating the body refining spirit item to the consummate level, Yi Qinfeng's strength reached 220 million jin. His defense surpassed that of a quasi-sage treasure and reached the level of a low-grade sage treasure. His body was even stronger than an average mid-grade sacred beast. Purple-eyed, profound rhinoceros soul, let me out. With a thought, Yi Qinfeng made the purple-eyed, profound rhinoceros soul open the lid of the demon god furnace and return to the 2nd level of the universe realm. With the power of the spiritual bead of life, he quickly recovered from his injuries. Ling Yu and the others are back. While Yi Qinfeng was recovering from his injuries, he felt Ling Yu and the fire Qilin return. They were directly transported to the 2nd level of the universe realm. Xiaohua, why are you here? Looking at the huge fire Qilin burning with sacred flames, the purple-eyed profound rhinoceros soul emerged from the demon god furnace. It stared at the fire Qilin with its bell-sized eyes and asked in surprise. Black rhinoceros, boss-looking at the purple-eyed profound rhinoceros soul floating in midair. The fire Qilin was stunned. It revealed an excited expression and roared loudly. Why? You know each other? Looking at the excited fire Qilin and the purple-eyed profound rhinoceros soul, Yi Qinfeng asked in surprise. Black rhinoceros boss is the same as me. We are both masters contracted beasts. Back then, Black Rhinoceros Boss contributed greatly to our escape. The fire Qilin did not hide the identity of the purple-eyed, profound rhinoceros soul and said, Xiaohua, she is. The purple-eyed, profound rhinoceros soul's perception was strong. It noticed the true god bloodline and divine ape bloodline flowing in Ling Yu's body and quickly asked, Black Rhinoceros Boss, she is Little Master. You even carried her back then. Fire Qilin said excitedly, Little Master, you found Little Master. Knowing the identity of Ling Yu, the purple-eyed, profound rhinoceros soul was overjoyed. Oh, right, Black Rhinoceros Boss, where is your body? How did you become an artifact spirit? Fire Qilin asked loudly. It's a long story. The purple-eyed, profound rhinoceros soul sighed and said, Back then, in order to protect Master's escape, I lured away part of the enemy. But the enemy's strength was too terrifying. I was no match for them and was destroyed. If I hadn't met a god, I would have turned into ashes. So my father might not be dead? The Ling Yu asked excitedly with a red face. Master's strength is too great. He won't die so easily, the purple-eyed, profound rhinoceros soul said. You guys take your time to reminisce. After knowing the identity of the purple-eyed, profound rhinoceros soul, Yi Qinfeng was completely relieved. With a thought, he came to the longevity stone where Shui Hanyan was sealed. The clothes on Shui Hanyan's body were completely torn apart, revealing her flawless and slender body. A vivid and lifelike phoenix phantom appeared on her body from time to time. At this time, Shui Hanyan and the phoenix blood essence were at the final stage of fusion and were about to be reborn. The phoenix blood essence was indeed powerful. Feeling that Shui Hanyan's vitality had not only recovered, but was also far stronger than before. Her Xian body was also completely activated. Yi Qinfeng sighed with emotion. Heavenly Saint breaking pellet. Fused. Shui Hanyan had fused with the phoenix's blood essence. Her vitality and blood had reached the peak. When she reached the peak of level 6 Beast Emperor, Yi Qinfeng cracked open the longevity stone and took out a Heavenly Saint breaking pellet. He fused it into Shui Hanyan's body to help her complete the final breakthrough. About 3 days later, a high-pitched bird cry came from Shui Hanyan's body. After fusing with the phoenix blood essence and the Heavenly Saint breaking pellet, she broke through the bottleneck and reached level 1 Dao Saint. Congratulations, Shui Hanyan. You have been reborn and reached level 1 Dao Saint. Yi Qinfeng revealed a faint smile and said softly as he looked at Shui Hanyan, who slowly opened her eyes. She was completely naked and exuded a charm that could bewitch all living things in her bones. Visit Gathering Cloud Pavilion, or visit the website directly. Mobile reading website. Book address. To make it easier for you to read it next time, you can click the Save button at the bottom to record this reading. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 14:27. Qingfeng, thank you for everything you've done for me. Although Shui Hanyan seemed to be asleep, her mind was clear. She remembered everything that Yi Qinfeng had done for her. Watermark advertisement, test watermark advertisement, test as long as you're fine. Everything is worth it. Yi Qinfeng looked at her new body. Her skin was even more delicate, and her long black hair draped over her shoulders. Her charming face was like a cross between a fairy and a demoness. She was so beautiful that ripples appeared in his heart. Qingfeng, there's no one else here, right? Shui Hanyan walked out of the life stone without any protection. She looked at Yi Qinfeng affectionately and asked, No. Yi Qinfeng shook his head. As soon as he said that, Shui Hanyan threw herself into Yi Qinfeng's arms. Her smooth jade body hooked around his neck as she kissed him hard on the lips. With the warm jade in his arms and the delicate fragrance wafting into his nose, Yi Qinfeng lost control of his mind at this moment. After a while, the two people's bodies merged perfectly like two agile snakes. Shui Hanyan twisted her slender waist crazily, matching with Yi Qinfeng, playing a mesmerizing and irresistible melody. Screech. Yi Qinfeng had the bloodline of a true dragon, while Shui Hanyan had the bloodline of a phoenix. When the two of them merged together, their bloodlines also merged. Coupled with the nourishment of their profound physiques, the two of them not only created waves of boiling points, but also nourished their bodies through the harmony of yin and yang, causing them to completely lose themselves. The two of them forgot time and place as they continued to climb to the peak. Only when the two of them ran out of strength did they fall into a soft bed made of spiritual qi and fall asleep in each other's arms. Mid-1-star Dao Saint realm, after sleeping for several hours, Yi Qinfeng woke up. He was surprised to find that after dual cultivating with Shui Hanyan, his cultivation level had increased tremendously. He had reached the middle stage of the 1-star Dao Saint realm. He had never expected to increase his strength so quickly. Shui Hanyan's soft body and intoxicating feeling made him even more captivated. Days passed. After his strength increased, Yi Qinfeng began to sweep through the ancient medicinal garden. He moved all the ancient spiritual herbs in the ancient medicinal garden into the universe mirror. Through the continuous dual cultivation with Shui Hanyan, their strength continued to rise. Soon, another year had passed. During this year, the spiritual fish consumed the heavenly saint breaking pill and easily broke through to the one-star Tao Saint realm. Song Kuan-Wu, Lei Yi, and the rest had found many opportunities in the ancient herb garden. Their strength had increased tremendously, and they had all cultivated to the limit of their cultivation base. The space devourer bug had absorbed a large amount of Saint Beast blood essence and naturally broke through to the 9th level of heavenly beasts, reaching the 1st level of Saint Beast, gaining an even stronger space devourer ability. As for Yi Qinfeng, his strength did not improve much in this 1 year, but he had cultivated the spatial laws to the 2nd level and grasped the spatial fold. Senior Tsang, Lei Yi, it is very difficult for you to increase your strength in the Duhan continent. However, I have a way to help you improve. However, after you break through to the next level, you'll have to face the terrifying heavenly punishment. If you are unable to overcome it, you will be annihilated. Are you willing to take the risk? Yi Qinfeng asked Song Kuan-Wu and Lei Yi, who had cultivated to the limit of their cultivation base. Yes. Song Kuan-Wu and Lei Yi's eyes lit up, and they said without hesitation, "This is the Heavenly Saint breaking pill and the Heavenly Saint breaking pill. After you break through to the next level, we will leave this place." After staying in the ancient herb garden for more than 3 years, Yi Qinfeng felt that the ancient great demon saint should have left this place. He was ready to leave this place and head to the abyss of hell in the eastern continent to unravel the mystery of his origin. Thank you. After receiving the 2 saint pills of immeasurable value, Song Kuan-Wu and Lei Yi revealed a look of excitement. They adjusted themselves to their best state before swallowing the 2 saint pills and going all out to break through to a higher level. Spiritual fish, Yin do you want to break through to the 2nd star Tao Saint realm? Thinking about the foundation of the kingdom of gods, Yi Qinfeng decided to take the risk and continue to increase his strength. Yes, spiritual fish and Shui Hanyan said at the same time. Then I will give you the Heavenly Saint breaking pill and the Heavenly Saint breaking pill. After refining them, you should be able to break through the shackles of your cultivation base and reach the 2nd star Tao Saint realm. After speaking, Yi Qinfeng gave the spiritual fish and Shui Hanyan a Heavenly Saint breaking pill and a Heavenly Saint breaking pill respectively, allowing them to continue breaking through to the next level. While the 2 of them were cultivating, Yi Qinfeng didn't consume the Heavenly Saint breaking pill. Instead, he took out the Water Emperor fruit and prepared to make use of the strong spirituality of the Water Emperor fruit to break through to the 2nd star Tao Saint realm to deal with more terrifying threats. Just as Yi Qinfeng was trying to break through to the 2nd star Tao Saint realm, the Phoenix blood Ganoderma, which had absorbed a large amount of 10,000-year spiritual milk, suddenly flew to Shui Hanyan's side. It transformed into a fire phoenix and danced around her. Phoenix blood Ganoderma. Do you want to follow Yener? Seeing the Phoenix blood Ganoderma's actions, Yi Qinfeng guessed that the Phoenix blood Ganoderma was attracted by Shui Hanyan's Phoenix bloodline. And is that okay? The fire phoenix that was transformed from the Phoenix blood Ganoderma nodded and spoke in the human language. Sure, you can follow Yener from now on. Thinking about the strength of the Phoenix blood Ganoderma, with it protecting Shui Hanyan, the number of people in the central world who could harm her could be counted with one's fingers. Water Emperor fruit refine. After giving the Phoenix blood Ganoderma to Shui Hanyan, Yi Qinfeng swallowed the Water Emperor fruit and a Heavenly Saint breaking pill. He circulated the soul-devouring art and quickly refined the boundless spirituality of the Water Emperor fruit to break through to the 2nd star Tao Saint realm. During the days of dual cultivation with Shui Hanyan, Yi Qinfeng's strength increased tremendously and reached the peak of the one-star Tao Saint realm. After consuming the heavenly saint breaking pill and the water emperor fruit, the Tao energy in his body immediately reached saturation. The Tao energy in his body continued to increase, and his strength increased rapidly. After 23 days, a powerful energy spread out from Lei Yi's body. After refining the heavenly saint breaking pill and the heavenly saint breaking pill, Lei Yi successfully broke through the limits of the central world and reached the 4-star Tao Saint realm. He grasped even more power. Not long after Lei Yi broke through, Song Kunwa's strength also experienced a qualitative leap. He broke through the 4-star Tao Saint realm and broke through to the 5-star Tao Saint realm. A series of ear-piercing bird cries could be heard. Under the nourishment of the phoenix blood Ganoderma, Shui Hanyan broke through the bottleneck of Yi Qinfeng's spiritual fish and reached the 2-star Tao Saint realm. Soon, the spiritual fish completely refined the 2 divine elixirs and strengthened the power of the 2 bloodlines. Her cultivation also increased, and she broke through to the 2-star Tao Saint realm. At this moment, other than Yi Qinfeng, everyone else had broken through to the next realm. As Yi Qinfeng's foundation was too deep, the energy required to break through was too great. 1 water emperor fruit was not enough for him to break through to the 2-star Tao Saint realm. After refining the first water emperor fruit, he was on the verge of breaking through. He consumed the second water emperor fruit and refined the spirituality of the water emperor fruit to continue to break through to the 2-star Tao Saint realm. Finally, under his tireless efforts, he completely refined the second water emperor fruit and broke through the bottleneck of the next realm to reach the 2-star Tao Saint realm. The moment he broke through to the next realm, Yi Qinfeng felt that his strength had undergone a qualitative leap. At this moment, Yi Qinfeng felt that if he did not use his trump cards, he would definitely be able to fight against a Nirvana Heavenly Realm expert. If he used the Heaven-Suppressing Pearl and the Sacred Blood Pearl, he would definitely have the chance to kill a Nirvana Heavenly Realm expert. Phew, I've finally broken through. It's time to leave. Yi Qinfeng stabilized his cultivation and left the universe realm. He rode on the fire Qilin, which was close to the limit of a middle-grade sacred beast, and rushed towards the entrance of the ancient medicinal garden. He left the ancient medicinal garden and returned to the mysterious sea. I wish all my friends a happy new year. Be happy forever. Mobile reading website. Book address. To make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click on the bookmark button at the bottom to record this book. You will be able to see the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1428. Boom! Yi Qinfeng rode the fire Qilin and left the ancient herb garden. Immediately, dark clouds appeared in the sky above the mysterious ocean. They gathered from all directions and covered the sun. Through the tens of thousands of meters deep sea, they locked onto Yi Qinfeng. The heavens' punishment had come. Feeling the heavens' punishment, Yi Qinfeng could not help but show a serious expression. He could feel that the heavens' punishment was not to be underestimated. Riding the fire Qilin, he quickly flew to the top of the trench, preparing to find a spacious place to undergo the heavens' punishment. The power of the heavens' punishment. Did he come out? All of a sudden, the ancient devilish holy being that had been hiding in the mysterious sea all this time suddenly opened his eyes before disappearing in a flash. You finally came out. When the ancient demon saint radiated his powerful soul power, he locked onto Yi Qinfeng and the fire Qilin, who were flying at high speed. His deep eyes shot out a thick, murderous aura. He cut through the cold seawater and tried to stop them. The ancient demon saint did not leave. He had been waiting in the mysterious ocean. Just when Yi Qinfeng and the fire Qilin were looking for a place to undergo the heavens' punishment, Yi Qinfeng's powerful soul power sensed the ancient demon saint's aura. His face suddenly changed. However, thinking about the heaven's punishment that was about to descend, Yi Qinfeng's heart moved. He thought of a risky plan to eliminate the ancient demon saint. Riding the fire Qilin, he quickly flew to the mysterious ocean. "Kid, where are you going?" Relying on his absolute speed, the ancient demon saint quickly approached Yi Qinfeng and the fire Qilin. He threw out a palm strike from a distance. The terrifying palm light tore apart layers of seawater, covering nearly 1 mile of sea area. He wanted to kill Yi Qinfeng and the fire Qilin. Black Dragon, Sword Yi Qinfeng, used his dragon's pine sword to block the attack. The terrifying sword intent turned into a black dragon, cutting through all the spells. It slashed at the huge palm that was collapsing the space around it, forcefully weakening the power of the palm. Yi Qinfeng's sword intent turned into a black dragon, cutting through all the spells. It slashed at the huge palm that was collapsing the space around it, forcefully weakening its power. Boom! A deafening explosion sounded in the violently fluctuating seawater. The two holy skills clashed for 3 breaths, and Yi Qinfeng's black dragon of extinction shattered. The fire Qilin seized the opportunity when the black dragon of absolutes was blocking it and flew thousands of meters away. It kept getting closer to the surface of the sea where huge waves were surging. Rumble, sensing that Yi Qinfeng's aura was getting closer and closer, an earth-shaking rumble of thunder rang out from the violently rolling tribulation clouds. The frightening rumble spread to a distance of several thousand miles, frightening all the demon beasts in the ocean and making them flee for their lives. A 2-star Dao Saint. How is that possible? How did he manage to break through to the 2-star Dao Saint realm in just 3 short years? What kind of fortuitous encounter did he get in this ocean region? Relying on his absolute speed to close the distance between him and Yi Qinfeng, the ancient devil saint's heart was in turmoil. He couldn't believe that Yi Qinfeng had actually broken through the shackles of cultivation in such a short period of time. This kid is definitely hiding a huge secret. Thinking of this, the ancient devil saint's killing intent became even more intense. He continued to increase his speed, determined to kill Yi Qinfeng and obtain the shocking secret on him. Great soul-chasing hand as he got closer and closer to Yi Qinfeng and the fire Qilin. A monstrous demonic aura surged from the ancient devil saint's body. It transformed into a huge soul-chasing hand and attacked Yi Qinfeng and the fire Qilin at a speed faster than the speed of light. Spatial folds as the great soul-chasing hand attacked, Yi Qinfeng immediately used the laws of space to continuously fold space, controlling the power of space to block the attack of the great soul-chasing hand. However, the ancient devil saint's strength was too terrifying. Yi Qinfeng's folded space couldn't block it at all, and the great soul-chasing hand continued to penetrate through it. Senior Tsang, Lei Yi quickly come out. Seeing that the great soul-chasing hand was about to attack Yi Qinfeng, he summoned Tsang Kanwu and Lei Yi. Combining their strength, they resisted the attack of the great soul-chasing hand. Boom! 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 For deafening explosions rang out. Yi Qinfeng combined the strength of Tsang Kanwu, Lei Yi, and the fire Qilin to forcefully destroy the great soul-chasing hand, breaking the killing move of the ancient devil saint. What kind of fortuitous encounter did the 4-star Dao sages and 5-star Dao sages discover? Sensing the strength of Tsang Kanwu and Lei Yi, the ancient devil saint was even more shocked. Boom! With the appearance of Tsang Kanwu and Lei Yi, the power of the tribulation clouds in the sky was like a tide that broke through a dam. Boundless pressure surged down from the tribulation clouds, crushing a large area of space and locking onto Yi Qinfeng and the rest. Heaven's punishment, the ancient devil saint who was chasing after Yi Qinfeng and the others also sensed the danger from the rumbling tribulation clouds. However, the secrets on Yi Qinfeng and the others were deeply attracted to him, causing him to spare no effort to chase after them. He wanted to kill Yi Qinfeng and the others before the heavens' punishment descended. However, Yi Qinfeng, Lei Yi, and the Fire Qilin's attacks were too powerful. Furthermore, they had top-grade saint artifacts in their hands. They constantly countered his attacks and slowed down the time, creating a huge pressure on him. As the rumbling of thunder in the tribulation clouds grew louder and louder, it was about to pierce through the surface of the sea. For 1,000 Qinfeng felt that the heavens' punishment was about to descend, and he suddenly gave up on running. He sent the Fire Qilin into the universe realm and summoned the Chaos Divine Beasts, the Golden Clear Dragon Blood Lion, the Spirit Fish, and Shui Hanyan. Sensing the aura of the two saint beasts, the Spirit Fish and Shui Hanyan, the heavens' punishment that was about to descend became even more powerful. The terrifying power in the tribulation clouds seemed to want to destroy this world and all living beings. 1,000 Layers Precipice Formation, forbidden the ancient devil saint sensed the strong threat of death in the tribulation clouds and wanted to give up chasing after Yi Qinfeng and the others. When he dodged to the outside of the tribulation area, Yi Qinfeng summoned the 1,000 Layers Precipice Formation and directly trapped the ancient devil saint in the formation, not giving him a chance to escape. True demonic hand, break. Trapped by the 1,000 Layers Precipice Formation, the ancient devil saint felt deeply uneasy. He decisively summoned the top-grade saint artifact, True Demonic Hand, and attacked the 1,000 Layers Precipice Formation, wanting to tear the formation apart and leave by force. Boom! The 1,000 Layers Precipice Formation was attacked by the True Demonic Hand and immediately cracked. However, the True Demonic Hand did not break through. Just as the ancient devil saint continued to attack, Yi Qinfeng summoned the Demon Emperor's Furnace, which was also a top-grade saint artifact. With the terrifying power of suppression and flame, it bombarded the ancient devil saint, not giving him a chance to continue attacking the 1,000 Layers Precipice Formation. Ancient devil saint, enjoy the baptism of heaven's punishment with us. When the Demon Emperor's Furnace suppressed the ancient devil saint with all its strength, its power increased exponentially. The heavens' punishment, which was filled with the power of the world, turned into thousands of thunderbolts pouring down like a heavenly river, shattering a large area of space and bombarding Yi Qinfeng and the others. Because the ancient devil saint was the strongest, he had to bear the most terrible baptism of heaven's punishment in the tribulation area. The terrible heaven's punishment of the world brought him a deep threat of death. Boom! The heaven's punishment of the world fell and instantly broke through the 1,000 Layers Precipice Formation, annihilated Yi Qinfeng and the others, and crazily destroyed their bodies. At this moment, the seawater in a radius of several miles completely evaporated and collapsed. The whole world seemed to have come to an end, and there was no light. Mobile reading site. Book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Save button below to record this reading record. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1429. Just you wait. I will destroy you sooner or later. Watermark advertisement. Test watermark advertisement test. Although the ancient devil sage was strong, the might of the heavenly tribulation that Yi Qinfeng and the others had summoned was too terrifying. Facing it alone, the ancient devil sage's defenses were constantly being broken, and he had no choice but to force his way out. No need to wait. Let's fight to the death today. Yi Qinfeng, who had raised his defense to the highest level, roared. His entire body was like a sword of light that could slash the heavens and split the earth. He forcefully broke through the world of heavenly punishment and attacked the ancient devil sage, not giving him a chance to escape. F***CK, you are crazy. When the ancient devil saint saw that Yi Qinfeng ignored the world's heavenly punishment and insisted on attacking him, he was furious. He gritted his teeth and endured the world's heavenly punishment. He controlled the supreme grade saint treasure, the hand of the true devil, to attack Yi Qinfeng wanting to kill him. Sword Puppet the True Demon Hand's attack was too terrifying. Even a mid-grade Saint Treasure could not withstand it. Yi Qinfeng did not dare to take it head-on, so he summoned the sword puppet and used its indestructible body to take on the True Demon Hand head-on. Boom! The sword puppet was sent flying by the True Demon Hand's fatal attack, and the energy in its body was quickly consumed. Chaos Divine would attack. While the sword puppet was resisting the True Demon Hand attack, Yi Qinfeng summoned his natal treasure, the Chaos Divine Wood. It swayed with the light of the 5 elements, shattering the heavenly punishment, and attacked the ancient demon saint at close range. Although the ancient great demon saint had sensed danger from the Chaos Divine Wood, he had been baptized by the heavenly punishment of the world. His mobility was greatly restricted, and he could not dodge the Chaos Divine Wood at all. He could only control the True Demon Hand and hastily face the attack. Gu Jianga, Heart of Sword Bright Moon. The Chaos Divine Wood and the True Demon Hand clashed, creating endless energy ripples. At this moment, Yi Qinfeng ignited his divine demon bloodline, increasing his strength by 3 times. His physical strength increased to 700 million pounds, and he forcefully shattered the heavenly punishment's baptism. He held the Dragon Spine Saint sword and slashed at the ancient demon saint with the ultimate sword that contained the sound of Tao. Break for me! Even though he was in danger, the ancient demon saint didn't panic. 3 spirit-level Tao diagrams appeared around his body, turning into a heavy hammer that blocked Yi Qinfeng's sword strike that was like the sun and moon hanging high in the sky. After the first sword strike, Yi Qinfeng endured the baptism of the heavenly punishment and continued to attack the ancient demon saint. He tried his best to keep the ancient demon saint busy, not giving him a chance to escape. While Yi Qinfeng was fighting with the ancient devil saint, Song Kuan-Wu and Lei Yi relied on their absolute strength to tear apart the heavenly punishment that was bombarding them. They took the risk to approach the ancient devil saint with their saint artifacts and launched fatal attacks at him. Die, all of you! Baki Genjutsu. As the injuries on his body worsened, the ancient devil saint unleashed his ultimate move. Instantly, 8 phantoms appeared, erupting with a world-shaking, destructive power. They sealed off all directions, manifesting a Tao that struck fear into the hearts of everyone as they launched a fatal attack on Yi Qinfeng and the other 2. Sword Puppet, defend! At the critical moment, Yi Qinfeng once again controlled the sword puppet to block in front of him, blocking the ancient devil saint's Baki Genjutsu attack. As for Song Kuan-Wu and Lei Yi, they also relied on their absolute strength and mid-grade saint artifacts to block the continuous attacks of the Baki Genjutsu hand of the true demon, destroy heaven and earth. The Baki Genjutsu was blocked by Yi Qinfeng and the others. The ancient devil saint continued to activate the hand of the true demon, forming a series of terrifyingly powerful palm prints that released destructive power that suppressed Yi Qinfeng and the others. Furnace of the Demon Emperor, defend! The hand of the true demon was too terrifying. Even with Yi Qinfeng's current strength, he didn't dare to face it head-on. He decisively awakened the purple-eyed mystic rhinoceros soul and let it control the furnace of the demon emperor to defend with all its strength. Boom! Boom! A series of deafening explosions rang out as the true demon's hand continued to imprint on the demonic emperor's furnace. The demonic emperor's furnace trembled as a large number of fish patterns emerged from the demonic emperor's furnace, constantly tearing apart the fragile space. Tian Tsang Art Song Kuan-Wu took a deep breath and endured the world's heavenly punishment. He cast the Tian Tsang Palace's inherited mystique and activated his Tao concept. It was like a light curtain that swept across the 9 heavens and earth, bombarding the ancient devil saint's body. Song Kuan-Wu's strength was only 1 realm lower than the ancient devil saint. After being attacked by Song Kuan-Wu's Tian Tsang art, the injuries on the ancient devil saint's body continued to worsen. He could only divert his attention to defend himself. Ghost King's lightning region. While the ancient demon saint was defending against Song Kuan Wu's attack with all his might, Lei Yi, who was riddled with wounds, had also unleashed his strongest attack. The Tao will that he had deduced to the extreme turned into a dark, lightning domain, and together with the heavenly punishment of the world, they bombarded the ancient demon saint's body, tearing apart his defense and shattering his body. Black hole break as his injuries continued to worsen. The ancient devil saint deduced the power of the spirit-grade Tao diagrams to the extreme. He transformed into a terrifying black hole that devoured everything. He kept on crushing the attacks of Yi Qinfeng and the others and continued to devour him. Seeing that the black hole of the ancient devil saint was about to devour Yi Qinfeng, who was constantly being attacked by the world's heavenly punishment, Yi Qinfeng summoned the 9 dragon jade annulus and launched a fatal attack at the ancient devil saint. After breaking through to the realm of a 2-star Tao saint, Yi Qinfeng no longer found it strenuous to control the 9 dragon jade annulus. When he fused his majestic Tao force and the 3 spirit-grade Tao diagrams into the 9 dragon jade annulus, loud dragon roars could be heard. 5 deadly dragons with the power to destroy everything slammed into the black hole of the ancient devil saint. The terrifying power of the 9 dragon jade annulus shattered the black hole and continued to shatter the ancient devil saint's body. He was forced to retreat continuously. Blood spurted out of his mouth as he was devoured by the world's heavenly punishment. When the ancient devil saint used his absolute strength to tear apart the heavenly punishment that engulfed him, Yi Qinfeng controlled the chaos divine wood with his will and ruthlessly whipped the ancient devil saint's body, sending him flying. The ancient devil saint's chest that was struck by the chaos divine wood had caved in deeply. This ancient devil saint shall remember this enmity and return it 100-fold in the future. The ancient devil saint's injuries gradually worsened. After being baptized by the world's heavenly punishment, he knew that if he continued to fight, even if he could kill Yi Qinfeng and the others, he would most likely die here. He had no choice but to use his life-saving trump card to forcefully escape. Chaos Divine would root prison. Seeing that the ancient devil saint was trying to escape, Yi Qinfeng, who had been severely injured by the world's heavenly punishment, ignored his injuries and controlled the chaos divine would to extend tens of thousands of 5-colored roots, trying to trap the ancient devil saint here. However, the ancient devil saint was a 6-star devil saint after all. His strength was far beyond Yi Qinfeng and the others. Before the chaos divine would could form the root prison, he burned his powerful blood energy and used blood escape, which was extremely harmful to his body, to break through the defense line of Yi Qinfeng and the others. Under the indiscriminate bombardment of the world's heavenly punishment, he escaped at an extremely fast speed. The ancient devil saint was indeed not easy to kill. Looking at the ancient devil saint escaping, Yi Qinfeng, who had been baptized by the world's heavenly punishment, could not chase after him. He could only watch as the ancient devil saint escaped. He summoned back the demon emperor's furnace and quickly came to Shui Hanyan and the spiritual fish who were under great pressure. He resisted the baptism of the world's heavenly punishment together with them and tempered his body. Mobile reading site, book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading record. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support.